It's showtime, baby. How are we doing? Today we are watching Accrington Stanley against the mighty Fleetwood Town. How are we, guys? Before we introduce our guest, we will wait for a few people to come in. We've got a few comments already. Today we are joined by Sam Fielding from the Blackpool Podcast, the Seasiders Podcast, watching the game with us. It's the start of many guests coming on the channel. Sam, how are we?
Ben, I'm absolutely great and delighted to be on your show this evening. Hopefully some goals in the Fleetwood game and some goals in the Blackpool game, as well as I'll be watching both. But it'd be great to see how Fleetwood get on, because obviously working there for 3 years was a pleasure, and obviously you want them to do well, just not when they play Blackpool. So hopefully both teams, both of our teams can get the win today.
Absolutely, and we'll just read some of the comments. Pompey winning by 1-0 to Sam, which is a very good scoreline for them. Are they playing, I think, is it Gillingham or something like that? Hello, Jack, who is a Accrington Stanley fan. What's your score prediction? Leave it in the description, lads. And if you could like the stream as well, that'll go a long, long way. And also subscribe to Sam from the Seasiders Podcast. The link is in the description. The Football Prime Ginger has come in with It's Showtime B. John Marquis getting the goal for Portsmouth, the ex-Doncaster man. Hello, Brian. I'm on Fleetwood. Hello, up the Cods. Bailey, hello, mate. Subbed. Yo, I owe you for over 3 years now. Keep up the good work. Thank you very much. Sam, could be a good game today. When Fleetwood met Accrington last year, they beat them 2-0 at home and obviously lost 2-1 in the Evening Cup, or the Checkatrade Trophy as it's known as. How do you think they'll get on tonight?
It's always a tough game going to Accrington, whether it's in the cup competitions or even in the league, and there's a bit of rivalry, isn't there? I think that's grown over the years, especially since Joey's been in charge, and the Scouse Derby, as you called it earlier on. It's very hostile on the touchline, and I'm sure Joey Barton will want to get the better of John Coleman this evening. But I think if Fleetwood play the way that I've seen them play this season, they will go and get the 3 points. But Accrington, they're going to be up for the fight this evening, and if they get the early goal, it's going to be difficult. But I do see Fleetwood getting all the 3 points this evening.
Absolutely, and I agree. I want to know, lads and ladies, in the comments down below in the chat, what's your score prediction for Fleetwood, and are your team playing today? Let me know. I'm going to go for 2 to Fleetwood, if I'm honest with you. What are you going to go for, Sam, if you had to give a prediction?
I'm going to go for 2-1 to Fleetwood. I think there's going to be goals in it. I'm not sure who's going to score. I think Madden needs to get on the score sheet, a player that thrives off scoring goals. And I'm going to go for a Connolly goal back on his return. Obviously, we'll go for the teams in a minute, but great to have him back. And I think Connolly and Madden will score Fleetwood's goals this evening. Yeah,
absolutely. I'm going to go for... I'll go for Madden and Morris, who is back in the team now after illness. Hello, Connor. Come on, you Rez, and Dan Holding has come in. Go on, Nappers. Thank you very much. Lads, what's your score prediction? Dan, let me know. Obviously, much changed Fleetwood's team today. We'll go through them in a moment. But go Blackpool, Sam, how do you think you'll do today?
Oh, tough. I think stopping the rot on Saturday was a big for Neil Critchley and the players, picking up a point against Crew, a team that have won the last 3, or before that won the last 3 at home in all competition. So it's going to be tough. But again, I think Blackpool thrive off a crowd being there and really pushing the players forwards. And I think we're missing that. But it's going to be tough against Charlton, who obviously went up to the Championship and came straight back down. But I do think it's going to be Blackpool's day tonight. It's going to be another close encounter. So I'm going for another 2-1 victory for the Seasiders.
I've gone for 1-0. I think you'll win. Charlton, who are the lowest goal scorers in the league now, who are kind of revitalised at the moment. They're waiting for kind of the players to be brought in, obviously going to Chicago in the summer. And 2 clubs that have had ownership problems are back now. So you put it on before, having a cracking tie, a bit of celebration, really. And it's just a shame you can't be there. Fleetwood and Blackpool have started not the greatest. Fleetwood obviously sit just above you on 7 points from the first 6. Blackpool sit on 4 points, 1 win, 1. What do you put that down to the start? Do you think it just needs a little bit of time for Neil Critchley to get back in?
Yeah, I agree. And I think bringing in 17 players and getting rid of 21, I think it was, mentioned on the internet today. It's going to take time for teams to gel, and when you're bringing in so many players, they don't just hit the ground running. Some teams might do, but at this level, it's all important to gel. And with no pre-season, I think it's difficult for teams to really have that team bonding. And having been on 2 pre-season tours of Fleetwood in the years, it's a great laugh. It gets them outside the comfort zones and mixing with players, and you get that chemistry between you all, and you play for that first game of the season. Where this year is very different. Compared to Fleetwood, who have kind of got they've got a core to the team. The players in there, and they've added with obviously Mackay and Connolly coming back and Whelan, which is great. And you've also got Callum Camps, I think it's a great signing. Where Blackpool's starting 11 is it's very different to last season, and very much so. And when you're trying to put those players into a team, and fans' expectations are really high after good performances against Liverpool and Everton in pre-season, it's always going to be tough. But I think we just need to back to reality a little bit, Blackpool fans, and maybe go again and push on, because as me and you know, Ben, this league's there for the taking. If one team can be consistent, Luton and Coventry last season, for example, they had a way of playing. They had a team that was stuck together through the 40-odd games, or obviously it was cut short last season. And they know so. It's going to take time for Blackpool, and players being on 3-year contracts will really help, but it's a long-term project for me.
Absolutely. And if you want to go through the Fleetwood lineup now, Sam, obviously Fleetwood have changed their lineup, as you can see on screen. Now, guys, in goal is Jason Lutewater, who stayed in goal. Danny Andrew at left back. Now, I believe it is a back 4 with Andrew Holgate on the left and Mulgrew on the left, Holgate on the right, and Burns at right back. A bit out of his position in there. I think it's a 3-man midfield. Callum, who can drop into that defence if need be, and make it a 3-4-3 or 3-5-2, however Joey Barton wants to set up. So it adds so much versatility in game. Well, Glenn Whelan partnering him, another experienced midfielder who's been one of our best players so far this season. And Callum Camps is the number 10 to give us that a bit of attacking threat from midfield, and a really good front 3. It really looks like a proper front 3 now, and not a makeshift front 3. On the left, I think Josh Morris and Mackay on the right. Those two will probably swap a lot like they all seem to do. And Paddy Madden finally leads the line up front in the number role. Again, our 17, our goal scorer. We've got some big players on the bench in Mark B, Harvey Saunders, Morgan Bulls, who can come on and help us out if we're winning the game. And again, it's a very good lineup. I'm very pleased with it, and just hopefully we get something out of the game. So, coming back to us after the team sheet is off us, what's your prediction for that team? And it's a good team. Do you think he set the team out the right way? Do you think it's 4-3-3 or more of a 3-back?
Oh, not too sure, to be fair. And you can never tell from these team sheets how teams are actually going to line up. But like you said before, lots of versatility in that lineup, and players who know how to go and get a result against a team who, like Accrington, who can be very tricky. So it's going to be interesting. I'm sure me and our team predictions will be different come 7 o'clock. But I like that with the build up. You can never predict what starting 11 and where they're going to be playing. That's
the thing with Joey, because I think last year when we went on a run, and we all say about teams going on a run, Luton went on 21 games unbeaten and went up. And Fleetwood, when they went 12 game unbeaten run, I think it would have gone even further, if I'm honest. Fleetwood, I think in that formation, we played 6 or 7 different formations. We played 3-4-3, 3-5-2, 4-4-2, 4-3, 4-2-3-1. We played 3-4-1-2 at times. And track versatility in Mackay and Morris playing 3 or 4 different positions. You've got Burns that can play in numerous different positions, Connolly as well. It really is going on in the season if you get injuries or knocks or players that return the parent club, isn't it?
Certainly is, and I'm glad Joey's gone back into the loan market. I'll bring the team sheet back up again. But Mackay was great last season when he came. He really made a difference to the side and brought that kind of unpredictability. I don't know if that's a word, unpredictability to the side. And it is a word. I thought it was.
Well done. You passed your English test today, Sam.
I wasn't that great at English, to be fair. But that player who can, and he maybe should have scored at the weekend, at the last kick of the game, but again, he's probably not had the best pre-season himself. But again, more game time for him, and Fleetwood Town can only benefit them. And when you've got the likes of Josh Morris, we know what he can do from his time at Scunthorpe and last season at Fleetwood. And you've got a solid midfield there in Whelan, Coots when he's fit. Obviously, he's not in the squad this evening. Maybe give him a break due to the amount of fixtures. But you look at that side and you just think that should be up there come the end of the season. And if they can get a few more additions in January, like they did last year, and go on an unbeaten run, I can't see why Fleetwood won't be in the top 6 come May.
I agree with you. I think both our teams should be up there with squad-wise. And I said to Lee on the podcast, just give this team time. Now, Josh Daly, I want to give a mention. For every goal that Fleetwood scores today, he's going to donate £1 to the channel. So again, Josh, I hope you have money for about 100,000 goals that we're going to score with. That front three, I said that. It'd be 0-0 now. I said that. No, but it's going to be a good game. There we go. You get involved in comments, by the way, guys. Any questions, let us know and we'll get our best. Kirsty's going for 2-1 to Accrington Stanley. Connor is going for an unknown score to Fleetwood. I love that, Connor. But like I say, it's going to be the interesting game. Fleetwood were decent on Saturday against us. Can see you picking up 3 points. Thanks for coming on the preview show, mate. We appreciate it. Up the imps. No worries, mate. Glad you enjoyed it. It's going to be a very interesting game. Accrington, who are a very good side, and they always surprise me every single season. So, I like them a lot. I like what they set up for. I like the values and how Accrington will set up today. Obviously, a few Blackpool boys in that lineup. Michael Nottingham, who was at Salford under Morley when they were there at Salford, and then went to Blackpool. And then didn't really quite work out. He's a very tall fullback who can play centre half as well. And Joe Pritchard as well is one that many Blackpool fans might not be aware of because he was there in that kind of the Oyston era. What's your thoughts on him for this season?
I thought they were going to struggle last year, Accrington, to be honest. But again, they've proved many people wrong. One of the lowest budgets in the league with Fleetwood, I would have thought. And what John Coleman's done there is unbelievable in terms of bringing players in who are going to fight for the shirt, fight for the cause. It can only be a positive for them. But if they can keep grinding results out, a tricky game on Saturday against Ipswich in a 2-0 defeat. But they're not the games that are going to keep Accrington up. No. We know that they're going to be scrapping against Fleetwood tonight to get one over the local rivals, Lancashire Derby, some will say. But yeah, they'll be fine this year. And John Coleman, we know what he's about. He'll keep Accrington up, and it's a matter of how far they can go if they invest in a few players. Obviously, money's tight at the moment with the pandemic, but again, they can be a side with the way they play who can be in the top half of the league table.
Exactly, and the higher you finish, the more money you get. And obviously, their chairman is like ours, a very good man who's investing in the channel. Josh Feeney is his son. Yep, I am in the away shirt tonight. Fleetwood actually playing him for the first time this season. In the last couple of games, Fleetwood away games, we've had meltdowns, Sam. We played Peterborough, we were 1-0 2-1 in the last minute. Rochdale, 1-0 down. We get it back to 1-1. We lose 2-1 in the last minute. Will there be any last-minute drama today, guys? In the comments, let me know your score prediction as we can keep an eye on it in the comments. Looking at the lineups, are both out now. Just reading the lineups out on follow. It's going to be an interesting one, isn't it, Sam?
Yeah, it's like I said, I'm watching the screen now, just to the left of on here, and obviously Fleetwood shooting right to left first half, and unless they change on the coin toss. But no, I look at that kit, Ben. It looks a smart kit, and seeing it last year in designs, I thought it'd be up there with one of the kits of the season. Goes against.
Did he get nominated for top 100 kits a few weeks?
I did see that. To be fair,
finished 98. So with the nicest kits in the Football League, what do your club do, guys? Let us know.
Just want a quick one, Ben. Obviously, I'm trying to watch the Blackpool game, and any Blackpool fans who are joining from my stream, a quick run through their lineup, if you don't mind. I could have said that to Fleetwood, to be fair, but no. A few changes for Neil Critchley this evening. I'll meet you, Ben. There we go. No, I'm joking. Maxwell in goal, Turton, Ekpiteta, Husband, who we both know well from his time at Fleetwood.
Yeah, very good
Mitchell,
left back.
Williams, who was at Rochdale last season with Callum Camps, who's now at Fleetwood. Robson, great player from Sunderland. Grant Ward, Hamilton, Medine, and Woodburn. Woodburn getting his first start for the Seasiders this evening. Bench. Sims, Gabriel, Sarkic, Yates has been dropped. A big one. Kemp, Ballard on loan from Arsenal, and Labala, who was at Crawley. I'll soon get off that screen for you, Ben.
Yeah,
but again,
we've had the Blackpool, and we are underway now. It's just about to kick off. And it looks like Kai is getting us underway, Sam. Obviously, on loan from Swansea. He made a massive difference when he came in last year, didn't he?
Yeah, he certainly did. A player that I really admire. Someone who, like I said before, who can make things happen. And if he's given that license to really drop into that midfield and pick the ball at deep, like he did against Wickham away, wasn't it? Where we famous 1-0 win. He was great that day. He can be a player that can unlock a solid back four in Accrington. So we'll have to wait and see.
Well, and that Wickham, by the way, guys, a Wickham journalist, Barry Mackay, in his team of the season, based off that one performance. So unbelievable. We are underway. Doug, is your eye follower up to speed with mine? I think we've got a live ticker. There we go. As you can see, Sam is on it. Some big score, some games in there. And Fleetwood have started well. We're in Josh Morris. It really looks lovely. Great kit that now. You've seen it, and over on the overlap, he puts it in. And it's a good catch from the goalkeeper. And good start from Fleetwood getting at the Accrington back line straight away. I think the one thing that we didn't do enough on Saturday was ask questions about Lincoln back four.
Yeah, you've got to ask questions, and when you've got the likes of Fleetwood's forward line of Evans, Madden, Morris, who can be up there, and Saunders, to be fair, you can always have a chance. I thought you were going to look through then. Accrington, good maybe chance there to get one. I thought he got a little touch, to be fair, on the way through, but he's not complaining, is Dion Charles? So
no, I thought he got off Mulgrew.
No, from that angle, no, from the replay. No, I think he's good there, to be fair. Good defending by Mulgrew. What are your thoughts on Mulgrew, Ben? Obviously, a player with lots of experience.
Sorry, Mulgrew, guys. We signed him from Blackburn. It was kind of the deal, would it ever get done? And I thought it would. And I heard about it the day before that it's nearly done. Then, obviously, it did get done. Experience half. And Joey Barton basically said, when players come in, you want to know how they eat, how they sleep, how they train, how they go to away games, how they look after the young lads, and when to have a laugh, when not laugh, how to listen. And it really is vital. And I think you look for leaders off the pitch, and managers can say to players, look, I don't want you to go because I like you around the training ground. You're a good laugh, you know morale. And if you can have a morale of a football club, if you feel happy going onto a football pitch and feel support and experience play going into battle, you're going to work harder for the cause, aren't you? So it's a very good sense. This, by the way, scored 14 goals last year. People in the comments, let me know about Charlie Mulgrew to let me think it's a good sign. If you could like the stream as well, we're almost at 30 likes already, and also subscribe to Sam. Obviously, back to Mulgrew. Sam, your feelings on him as he just played a long ball down the left-hand side. It's a very dangerous ball, and it's like out for a corner. Yes, it does. Corner ball for.
Yeah, great play by Madden there, isn't it, Ben? He just used experience to get his body in the way. And again, we know what Madden's about. But going back to Mulgrew, he's at the start of the season, I was worried for Fleetwood, especially in the back line with Hill and Holgate and Stubbs, who's really young defenders. But that bringing a player like Mulgrew and international caps as well can only benefit the players as well as the club, because he's won promotions in his time. He's played in big games and a huge asset to Fleetwood Town this season.
Good ball in from the short corner, as we'll get back to that in a minute. In the scrapping around in the box, Fleetwood have already got at Accrington already. Obviously, still 0-0. 3-4 minutes into the game, and I think kind of it's going to be important with Glenn Whelan and obviously Callum Connolly dropping back into that back four really, and helping Mulgrew and Holgate. Holgate is a very interesting one. He's a young lad who's helping, and Mulgrew might not have the legs he used to have 5 years ago. So it's going to be vital for that bit in midfield to help out that back four, isn't it, Sam, for Fleetwood this year?
Yeah, huge help. And when you've got kind of that head in there who can dictate the game and really talk to the players around him, it's a huge benefit to the club. And one player that Joey can rely on to do the talking for him on the pitch. We know how loud he is in the dugout and what he demands from his players. But if you've got those leaders on the pitch, Ben, a huge credit. And is it just a foul? Oh, no, it's a throw, and it must have just gone out, to be fair. I missed that. But no, it's...
4 minutes 12, yeah.
Yeah, I'm just probably about 2 seconds behind you, Ben, to be fair. But Scores coming up: Oxford 1,
Oxford
MK
1-0
Dons
up.
0.
Very good result. MK recorded the first win on Saturday against Gillingham. Aren't looking to back that up. And Oxford again started not the greatest, only 1 win out of 5. But if you look at who they played in that run, they played Sunderland, Peterborough, and they played some big hitters. And they beat Accrington tonight. I think it was 4-1 that night. And I think Matty Taylor, who scored again tonight, scored a brace in space of 3 minutes. Big news coming out of the Premier League just now. Mesut Ozil being left out of the Arsenal Premier League squad.
Surprised that really. He's obviously not played much under Mikel Arteta, but he's a player just like Mackay in terms of can unlock a defence with one pass. So it's going to be interesting. If he's not playing, Benny, he'll be wanting to move off in January. So again, it could be a big money move for him and some more money for Arsenal to go and buy another midfielder.
By the way, my top isn't brother. This is how the badge actually comes. It comes like this whitey badge. It's weird, but it's different. I'll take it. My mum's not kind of done anything to it in the wash. No, Robin's on tour. Welcome. Let me know in the comments. Any questions is appreciated. We've got 24 of you. Amazing. If you could like the stream, guys, that'll go a long, long way. Coming up to 6 minutes into the game as Fleetwood trying to launch a ball right over the top, but it only goes as far as the Accrington goalkeeper, and they can play out. If you look at the Accrington defence compared to the Fleetwood, you see a lot of big lads, don't you, in there, Sam? So you think if you want to get something out of the game, maybe on the floor, and Fleetwood have got a lot of technical players in Mackay, Morris, and Madden up front to cause that big, strong back four of Accrington a load of problems.
Yeah, I can't remember the players on the ball now, the centre half. I've not got the team sheets in front of me, but he just seems to just dictate the play in there. He's that player who picks the ball up from the goalkeeper and look to spray passes left and right. And this is how Accrington have got out. They play nice football. But sometimes for them, Ben, it's just that final product for Accrington that lets them down. And that's the difference between finishing in the top 6 and mid-table. So if they can find a striker, Dion Charles scores goals we saw last season, but they need someone a bit more clinical in front of goal.
100%, and that's what the difference is. Paddy Madden, if Fleetwood, if like I said last year to a Gillingham fan, Paddy Madden on your side, it's the difference between finishing 12th and 6th because his natural instincts. Mackay, this left-hand side, cutting in like we know he likes to do. He did that last year and he got an assist for Paddy Madden where he just flicked it past Ryan Alsop, and that was a big part of that big part of that playoff campaign last year. Mackay tries to get it in and it's a good header out. And Accrington, you notice they defend quite deep into their own half, really. And you notice the better teams kind of come forward a lot. They defend on the 18-yard box. And again, gives it away very rarely. But again, good start from Fleetwood, keeping the ball nicely, isn't it, Sam?
Yeah, so I was watching now, so I'm a few seconds behind you, Ben, but the way they were knocking the ball around and winning the second ball when Accrington cleared the lines, it's great to see. And if they can keep it and really tire Accrington out, that early goal is going to come for him. But just a matter of being patient and really trying to knock this Accrington side around. They're well organised, as we said before the game. It's up to Fleetwood to do the damage in the final third.
100%. And if it's a one-off double that, well, if he doesn't crack, we'll let him come on Saturday if he wants. That's a side joke for like no. It's great to have Sam on, someone of great pedigree, and again, it's one deal for now for one game, but the contract is getting out, is getting negotiated, and a couple of Weatherspoons, and he could be a channel member for the double act. But he's very good to have on. And Danny Andrew marches forward on the left. Out to Barry Mackay. Mackay, again, back four of Accrington really do well. And they just stand up to them. And one thing Mackay and Morris might not have strength, but Accrington have that in a bucket load, don't they? And John Coleman reminds me a bit like Steich, kind of gets real men in, and he'll get men to read the game. And he'll get young loanees as well to fit the bill. A young lad on loan from Chelsea who scored an absolute scream on the opening day of the season. I don't know if you saw that.
No, I didn't see it, to be fair, but I'm just looking at their teams now. Mark Hughes, great experience. Ross Sykes, we know what he's about. Nottingham, not good enough for Blackpool, in my opinion. Colby Bishop, a good striker, and we know what Dion Charles is like. He just wants to chase things down.
Fleetwood.
But yeah, just look at the two sides, Ben. I just think Fleetwood are just ahead of Accrington, but we all know that counts for nothing unless you're putting a performance on the day and score those goals when the time's needed.
100%. And John Cody, who actually met Joey Barton on holiday last year, in the summer, and again, they're very good friends, both from Liverpool, and they respect each other very deeply. And John Coleman, who I rank as my best manager in League One this season for what he has to do, and lovely play at Fleetwood. You can really see the patterns of play that they're doing, and we're marching forward. Callum Camp with lovely finish, really good movement from Fleetwood. He's a brilliant ball, and it fall for Mackay. Mackay could be in, and the goalkeeper comes out. Claims.
It's quite quiet around the league.
Vlog, son.
I know, I realised afterwards. I'll make sure I do it on mine. I've got a stream open.
Nappers, lovely. Photo when I was about 6 years old, back in the day. Oh, they were the days. Trained with Jordan Rossiter today. He's some player. Oh, he's absolutely brilliant. Jordan, if you're watching, he saw me off because in this video I said he's not a goal-scoring midfielder. Jordan, back, scored 15 a season. Prove me wrong, son. Absolutely great lad. And he's one of those that you want to go into with, isn't he, Sam?
He certainly is, to be fair. Someone you want in the battle with you. And it's great to see him back on the pitch when he's in there. But Ben, has been another goal at Oxford, and it's come to the away team. Cameron Jerome has equalised in the 11th minute
1-1
for MK Dons. So it's still 1-1. Well, 1-1 now. At Oxford. So Matty Taylor, like you said, opened the scoring before Cameron Jerome. All interesting, mate. Just need some goals around the ground.
I've always wanted to do this, Sam. Cheers, Jeff.
Unbelievable, Jeff.
Unbelievable. There seems to be a bit of bad blood between Aki and Fleetwood. Well, there's a lot of scouts in the team. So Aki have 3 or 4, and Fleetwood have 5 scouts in the team. I was working out before. Morgan Boys, Mark Duffy, Sam Finley. You got Sam Stubbs in there. It's a few more. Jordan Ross.
Connolly's in there as well.
And we've got obviously Mangan in the coaching staff. We've got Joey Barton. It's a lovely move, and Fleetwood are in behind. Pull it back. They cleared away. Full for Morris. Morris can't quite win it. And it's a free kick to the head side. Nappers enjoyed the FVP last night as an earlier comment. Thank you very much. Any video ideas coming? Well, we've got a few big live streams coming. I can't mention just too much yet, but again, that they look very exciting to come up. But again, we've also got a lot of prediction videos coming up, a lot of top 10s coming up. So keep an eye on the channel, get liking, get subscribing, and also turn notifications on. And while you're at it, go and subscribe to Lee's channel, a very good channel, apart from the club, of course. But honestly, recommend it. How many subscribers are you on the road to, Sam?
Sorry?
How many subscribers are you on the road to?
Oh, I think we're looking for 1,000. I think we're on about 350 at the moment. Something we've only started using this season. Obviously, I've joined after leaving Fleetwood in the media team. So we're looking to improve. And with the weekly shows we're doing on a Friday, if people haven't watched it, if there's any vloggers or fans who want to come on the show when their team's playing Blackpool that weekend, get in touch. I'm sure we'll share my stuff on social media. So get in touch. It's great to have the fans' voice. And obviously, Ben, when Fleetwood play Blackpool, we'll find someone else and leave you on the bench.
I was about to say, no way I'm coming. That's it. I've done my work with you. All right, mate. Hello, Ben. Louis Cleveland for Hull City, I've heard. Wow. I know he's been on the bench in recent weeks. Love that. So Napper's going to join the Napper's Perk soon. Love that, mate. You can join the channel from $1.99 a month for extra content and bonus live streams. There's Danny Andrew again. I think goes unsung and done very well on the left-hand side. Danny Andrew, who you know a lot about, scored a few beauties last year against Peterborough being one of them. And he knows how to strike a ball, doesn't he? And how to kind of bring you forward. He really goes, he's always a 7 or an 8 out of 10, a bit like James Husbands.
Yeah, I think he's better going forward than Hubby. Hubby was probably more of a solid defender than Danny, but I think Danny's a bit more all round, to be fair. And when you look at his goals, the one that stands out is that volley against Everton in the cup competition at Goodison, just from a corner on the volley. You don't get much sweeter than that, and he's a player who likes to get forward, and Joey gives him the license. But yeah, as a defender, he's great, and as a person in the dressing room, it's great to have along as well. But yeah, it's great. Just got a comment here, Ben, from Mark Porter. He's got the Seasiders badge, and he just says there's a bit of bad blood between Aki and Fleetwood. Should be a good game. So hopefully we can get a goal in there. And Simon says, evening, Ben and Sam, up the Cods. So
Hello,
it's great to have
Simon,
everyone,
a
isn't it?
regular viewer. Sam, how's your game going? And how is Blackpool Charlton going on at Bloomfield Road?
I am trying to get the stream up, but it's not working. But currently on live scores, it's 0-0. I'll read through the Twitter if I can't get access to it. But again, goalless, and what Blackpool don't want to do is concede in the first 15, 20 minutes of the game and be a bit solid at home. We've lost the last two at home against solid sides in Lincoln and Ipswich, so it'll be good. I'll take a point today, but also my score prediction was 2-1, so hopefully the Seasiders can do it.
Absolutely, and I was reading a stat before. Blackpool have got most chances created in 34, only scoring 6 goals. I think you're missing a goal scorer now. I'm in 9. Chip in. You've got Feeney who chip in with a few and a load of assists. The only thing I think it was joint second with Charlie Kirk at Crew Alexander, only behind Kevin De Bruyne, that man, the FPL hero, my football manager hero. Again, I do think you've kind of done your business a bit too kind of quick and not giving those experienced heads another go.
Yes and no, but when you're a manager and you've got a philosophy, Ben, to play, unfortunately, those players don't fit in. And I agree with Neil Critchley, what he's done, bringing players in, but they've got time to gel, as we said before the game started, that you can't just bring in 17 players and expect them to hit the ground running. But yeah, I do agree. We need to obviously creating all those chances at 34, 35 chances or something.
34, yeah.
You've got to be able to really put them away. And like I said, we've scored 2 against Swindon. I'm trying to think who else we scored.
You scored 1 against Ipswich.
Yeah, it's not good enough, really. Yeah,
2 against Lincoln. And if you look about it, a couple are from fullbacks, and Jerry Yates looked to come in and fill the building. Not really quite scored many goals yet. How could you look to get in over top? And you just look there, just quickly. We'll come back to that in a moment. Charlie Mulgrew coming in, impressive header, just covering for Holgate, and that's where he really comes in handy. His game know-how and how to kind of clear your lines, really, Sam. Yeah,
he's a great, like I said before, that experienced head who knows how to read the game really well. And he's so calm on the ball, isn't he? When we saw before, he's inside their opponent's half and no one's getting near him. He's got that quick feet, but it's a huge signing for Fleetwood, and maybe is it a loan, isn't it? They've got thingy on this year.
Yeah, it's a loan.
But potentially coming back in. Yeah, maybe come back at the end of the season if he enjoys himself, and if Fleetwood do well themselves, you never know. It'd be a great signing. Definitely huge credit to Joey for bringing in the young players at the start and giving them a chance. But there is that time where you do need that experience head, and Mulgrew's definitely that player.
100%. Again, it's been a scrappy start, lads. We're 18 minutes into the game, and it's kind of been on and off where I tried to lump it forward over the Fleetwood back four, where they did look vulnerable against Rochdale 17 days ago, and Fleetwood are trying to get over the top with Madden, and Madden does well, and Andrews put it back onto Madden. Again, Accrington, every time Madden gets on the ball, you see how many players down him knowing what they can do, and Mackay's running a bit of plays. Mackay shoots, it's a great save. Barry Mackay again, you know what he can do. Toby Savin in goal for Accrington Stanley. It's a fabulous move. Again, Danny Andrews does so well. Mackay, he just picks up the ball, has space, just drives with the ball. You do that all day if you give him space. Goes past Nottingham, the ex-Blackpool man. And it's a simple save for him, but it has to be made. He does well to get down. Good move from Fleetwood, probably the best chance of the game so far, Sam.
Yeah, definitely, Ben. And you just watch that replay there. He just waits for that defender to make that move to our left as we're watching it. And he's just a player with that little burst of acceleration to get away. Good shot and a good save by the keeper.
Cross and it's away. But again, by Mackay, you can see his game knowledge and how he works for them. Accrington, when they're out of possession, it looks kind of 4-4-2, doesn't it? And then in possession, a bit like a 4-3. It kind of, at least it's not like City the other day where I'm not having to work out. 1 minute they're playing 4-2, or the next minute they're playing 3-3-1-3. The next, absolutely genius performance by Pep Guardiola.
There's been a goal, Ben, at the Keepmoat Stadium. Which way do you think it's gone, Doncaster or Ipswich? Ipswich, correct. It's a Joe Wright own goal on the 15th minute.
1-0 my predictions, guys. We're on 22 likes as well, so if we could like it, let's try and get to We'll go for 35 by half time. It helps the channel out as well. So click that. I think it's a black like button now. They've changed from the old blue. So if you could, that button, that will go a long way, as we've got us a long throw in from Fleetwood. And it goes into Toby Savins' goal. Hands and tries to quick release. It's a great throw. Accrington hold it up well. And you can see the position of Glenn Whelan. Like pressing from Fleetwood right now is superb, isn't it, Sam? Mackay, Madden press. The goalkeeper lost it. And it goes out for a corner, I think that is. Corner ball, Sam. Great press.
Yeah, great pressing, and that's what you need to do against a side who are quite nervous. Ben, really get at them, and when you've got Whelan setting the tempo in midfield, you know the team are up for it. Whelan's, well, he's getting towards 35. The end of his career, should we say, 35 now, as you said there. He's not someone who's got a lot of energy, but to really press down in midfield and give the players that the other players hope of closing them down, it really works, and hopefully Fleetwood can get something from this corner.
It's a short one again. It's a good ball, headed away at the front post again. And it will reach. Andrew can strike him. He'll loop it back in, and it's a good header away. And he'll go back on the right-hand side. It's with Camps, a former Rochdale man, who's already got 4 or 5 goals to his name. He sits as his player. The ball, and it's beaten at the front post, and Tariq Akuwe can hold it up. And again, after coming forward now, and Burns again tries to get back. Burns outstandingly gets back, and I think that Burns got in abundance, hasn't it? The work ethic that he'll work so hard for the cause with Burns.
Yeah, it's unfortunate he's not really a right back, but when he's played that right wing back role where he's got a bit more license to get forward, I think he thrives in that, where he knows he's got that space to run into. Where sometimes I think when he's a little bit too high up the pitch, his head's down, doesn't know where he's running to.
And forget to come back.
But he's one of those players, but he's covering at the moment until I think Edwards might come in on loan from Stoke and go that right back position. But again, you've got to find room for Burns in the top area of the pitches. But we know what ability he's got, mate, and hopefully it's not too long to see him on the pitch. Oh, I thought that just got through to Andrew there in the Fleetwood game. But look at the press, Ben. They're really
press. Honestly, Fleetwood lads are right up for it, and you can see the tactical element. And Accrington are bringing it out, and heavy touches, and Mackay wins it back, and Barry Mackay can drive with it. Barry Mackay hits it, deflected, and goes out the corner. It's a very good chance, another chance for Fleetwood. It was a great block from the Accrington back line. But again, Mackay, that press really works. When you press, you ask questions, and it really does. It's what we did against Hull so effectively, and we've got another corner, Sam.
Yeah, great move again. Just that being direct and driving at defenders, that's what they hate the most. They don't like when players run at them. When they're passing side to side, it's so easy to defend. But again, Fleetwood getting ever so closer, and another set piece, and just hopefully they can put it in the box and cause Accrington some problems.
Halfway through the box, taking shot. Oh, headed them. Fleetwood will come back with a throw-in. I'm very wrong with my Portsmouth prediction, Sam. It's 2-0 to Portsmouth, I believe. As you can see on the bottom screen there, some of the score lines coming in: Oxford 1-1, MK Don, Sunderland 0-0, Wigan 0-0, and Burton is still 0-0. A lot of 0-0s. We just passed the halfway through mark for this half. And again does well, and Mackay again skips past his... Oh, and again gets another shot away, and it calls to Burns. Burns has got Mackay in the middle. Burns can get it back in, puts it back in, reaches Madden. Madden will head it, goes into Savins' hands, away again. What's happening? And again it goes out for an Accrington goal kick. But again, great movement, Sam. You see again, lovely flick. Mackay just beats his man ever so easily, gets a shot away. Savin gets down well. If you notice everything carrying, and Burns does well. Good movement from Fleetwood.
Yeah, I just think Burns, can he just pass that ball to Mackay first time instead of taking a touch there? He just kind of slowed down the momentum, but a great ball nevertheless to Madden at the back post. And unfortunately, it's just jumped a little bit too early on the defender's back, which I think the referees, that's why he's given a free kick to Accrington. But we've got to say, Ben, what are your thoughts? But 24 minutes into the game, Fleetwood on top, aren't they?
Absolutely, Simon. Very pleased with it. And again, Fleetwood have come out with a new dimension where I thought they looked leggy the other day. And I'm happy that they've changed the team up and brought actual 2 wingers in to support Madden. And Mackay is running the show. Mackay, who looks for options, got loads of men around him. He's got Mulgrew who's overlapping like a fullback, and Mulgrew, great cross in. It reaches in the box. Madden will turn. Mackay will hit it, and it looks like a Napman type of shot that just skins about 35 yards wide. But again, great position from Mackay, a slide shot. He's looked bright, hasn't he, by Mackay? Already had 3 shots on target.
Yeah, I feel like I'm repeating myself, but he's just got that ability, and I don't know why we can't get into some of the championship sides. But again, it's great that Fleetwood can bring him back, and he must have enjoyed his time last season. Obviously, it was cut short due to the pandemic and the football season finishing, but he's a huge player for Fleetwood, and when he's on his game, Ben, like he is today, he is unstoppable. But he just needs that goal, doesn't he, to settle him down. But we look at that possession stats there, 58% for Fleetwood. That just proves how dominant Fleetwood have been in the opening 25 minutes of the game.
Spot on. Thank you very much, Sam. And 2 shots to Accrington's 1. Again, Stanley, I think, kind of been unsettled by Fleetwood's start. And Fleetwood kind of one of those sides that we did start well against Lincoln, had a couple of opportunities, but again with Mulgrew at the back, we look at all steady defensively, and Andrew gets back on the cover and goes down the line. Good work by Andrew. Yes, there will be a calling, guys. Don't worry, you can call in about your team later on tonight. Fielding might not be here because if Blackpool lose, he'll probably won't want to face it, then you'll probably be going out.
I can take the criticism, but I'm just looking back at the thing. Red card in the 2nd minute. It didn't come up on my screen. James Husband sent off for a foul on Omar Bogle. Looked like he was the last man. The free kick was well saved, but again, Blackpool bringing on the young Arsenal lad instead of Grant Ward in midfield. So Blackpool already get their backs against the wall in the early exchanges. Ben, still 0-0 at Bloomfield Road. Thank
you very much, Sam. And Blackpool down to 10. Ex-Fleet man James Husband, who we talked about getting sent off. Again, that tackle, I don't know if you saw it, Sam, last year. Was it not a reckless challenge on that side play where there was this player before the guy just went in and smashed it? Let me know in the comments if you saw it. It was just awful, wasn't it?
Oh, it was a horrendous tackle, to be fair. There's no need when you're winning the game that comfortably to someone to dive in. I missed that, to be fair. I was too busy checking the scores.
Sorry for interrupting you there, Sam, but Fleetwood have got a dangerous free kick in a very dangerous area. As the ball went over, Morris was fouled illegally. And again, just pushed over, probably about 30, 35 yards out, but chance for Andrew or Mackay or Mulgrew to whip it in. We've not really talked about Mulgrew's speciality in free kicks. He could be a real danger this year from them and add a few goals because he scored 14 goals with his head in free kicks and penalties. His time from Blackburn 2 years ago could be really dangerous here, Sam.
Yeah, it could be. It looks like Andrew and Mackay stepping over this one. Again, put Mulgrew in the box. He's tall, he's strong, and if he gets to beat the run on the man, he's going to get his head onto it and put it in the back of the net. But we'll see what Fleetwood can do here.
It's a great ball by Mackay. Goes through a crowd, and again, you can just see Mulgrew coming through and a big man just ready to get a head on it. It was a delicious ball, and again, nobody on it right now. And one thing that I want to discuss, we've had a skin fade on my bar. Mackay has gone for the little ponytail. Sam, are you a fan of the trim?
What, your trim or?
No, mine's perfect. You can't comment
perfect, to be fair.
I'm only joking, lad. Yeah, buy Mackay's.
Yeah, yours is good, but Mackay's, I think, just a few steps above yours. But when I saw some of the players after lockdown, just before the playoff games, some of them had absolutely horrendous barnets, but they can get away with it, can't they, footballers?
Good ball. Something comes, and again, listen to it, and it's, again, an overhead kick that, I think it's a goes out for a goal kick. Another effort for Fleetwood. Vicious, really, would be the word to describe it. Danny Andrew. Again, Fleetwood are testing that goal. And one thing I'd say, Sam, if you've noticed, the goalkeeper seems to be punching or can't really catch most things right now. Would you try and see Madden or Mackay to get on the end of things?
Yeah, especially if he starts dropping them, Ben, and more often. And we know what Madden's like. He's got that instinct to be a predator in the box. And if he keeper spills one right in front of Madden, you know what the end result's going to be. But that might be something that Fleetwood have been told to do is get the ball in the area, see what the keeper can do. If he flaps at them or punches them and misses them, we've got to be ready. And that's what Joey would have said to the players beforehand. And Ben, it's great to see that Football Prime Ginger has been in touch as you put that on the stream.
Good ball, and Luke Walker will come and punch himself. And Football Prime Ginger's a very good YouTuber. Go and give him a subscription. He will probably be coming on the stream at the end of the game, so stay tuned for that. Go subscribe to the channel. Thank you for the donation, mate. Really, really appreciate it. And again, we've managed to secure the signing of Sammy Fidds on a season-long loan.
That's my wage, that Ben. That £2. That's my wage, isn't it?
Yeah. I'll buy an orange twill. And Doncaster equalised against Ipswich Town. Cameron John, who was on loan in the summer, signed permanently. Another goal coming in. Wigan Athletic. Johnson Clark Harris added to his tally for the latter. His goal for Peterborough away from home. John Sheridan side. A hectic few minutes start games.
Yeah, definitely. I've just updated the score, so we'll put them on in a second. But Fleetwood breaking here, Ben. We'll come back to that. But looks like Burns trying to go over the overlap. We know he's got the pace. Oh, it's good defending there, to be fair, by, I think it's Sykes wearing the number 4 shirt. Just reads the game really well. But again, not giving Burns enough time. Coming back to your comment about the goals, great to see League One scoring these goals. Just need some in the Fleetwood game, because obviously donating money to your stream to help you as well. So it's a good cause. But Peterborough, slow start to the campaign, but they're really pushing on now, and I expect them to be up there at the end of the season, possibly in the top 2. But we know it's a long season ahead, don't we?
100%, and they always got a bit of a jinx around Christmas, if you've noticed, Sam. And they've got a big squad, and I think with the way they play high pressing football, and they struggle playing every couple of days, and maybe that kind of struggle around Christmas.
Yeah, I know, and they've had a longer break this time, so they should be ready. But as we know, games coming thick and fast due to the amount of time we've got to play these games. So it's going to be tough on everyone. There's going to be fluke results all over this season, not just in League One, League Two, Championship, Premier League, as we've already seen with Villa 7, Liverpool 2, United, obviously, your team Spurs doing well there. So there's going to be some freak results all over the English football and world this year. But if one team could be consistent, who knows? But Connell Taylor says this is our year, Fleetwood. Fingers crossed it might be. I hope it is for them.
Hopefully. And by the way, guys, just because he's mentioned Spurs, that doesn't mean you can make it Sunday, because unfortunately the Spurs game got cut off. So basically the Spurs players went home at 6 o'clock. 1-3-0, good result. And Fleetwood come away, and it's a very good tackle. The centre forward for Accrington coming down, I think it's Tariq, I can't pronounce his name, a QA. Again, working exceptionally hard, winning a tackle on the 18-yard box for his team. It's exceptional work rate, and that's what you need in a team like Accrington Stanley. Sam.
Yeah, you do. Someone who's going to work, and as we said before, these are the players that John Coleman wants in his squad. The players who are going to work hard and run the channels like, I think it was Bishop there, or it was Dion Charles, 32. Someone who's going to run the channels and work hard off the ball. And Accrington, just by the stats there, Ben, just seem to be getting another foothold in this game. But it's up to Fleetwood now to look at the game management and really put a bit more pressure on.
Charlie Mulgrew brings it out so well. And Fleetwood can be on their way with Callum Camps. Camps will put it in the middle. It'll go for Mackay. Mackay just can't quite keep it in. But again, good moment from Town. If you notice how Mulgrew gets the ball there, Sam, he does it exceptionally well and just brings it out. And when Mulgrew's on the ball, he's got that saying, "Look, lads, relax. You've got the ball. Let's bring it forward." It's so refreshing to see.
Yeah, it's that composure that we were talking about before, that he brings the calmness and composure to not just him, but the game and the players around him. And if players don't see the defenders panic, which we've seen with James Hudson twice at Blackpool, getting sent off in 2 occasions, we'll come back in a second.
Andrew,
a chance for Fleetwood.
Whelan, lovely ball. When do every time we talk about something, we get into a deep conversation, Fleetwood seem to get on the front foot, and we'll go, come back in second, and then we lose it. Then Accrington come forward.
That's just the part. But when you're doing live commentary, Ben, obviously I've done iFollow for Fleetwood. If people didn't remember last season and the amount of times I was talking about something and Fleetwood have a chance, or the other opposition have a chance, you've got to be able to come back to it. But just Fleetwood so dominant so far. I remember
the commentary, Sam.
Thank you for at least one person does. Boring.
No, yawning. How are you joking? But yeah, obviously, co-commentating today, Sam. Obviously, it's great to have you on. And normally, I'm speaking to a blank screen. Good good to have you on. So thank you for coming on. And obviously go and subscribe to his channel. We'll plug it a few more times. We've got the plug, so we've got to plug it.
We certainly do.
Yeah, so get liking the stream, guys. On 24 likes right now, and it really goes a long way. Free to do, or subscribe if you're new to the channel as well. And Accrington coming out on that battle, and again it's Wood and Conley's getting right involved there, and earns Fleetwood a free kick. 10 minutes to go before half time. Accrington Stanley 0, Fleetwood 0. Anything in the Blackpool game, Sam?
No, nothing much, Ben, to be fair. I'm still trying to read through Twitter and social media, but it looks like it's all Charlton in some respects. Bogle causing problems down the side, and Woodburn having one chance of Blackpool, but you've got to say, I think Charlton seems to be dominating from the stats I'm seeing. But I think I'm quite glad I'm watching this Fleetwood game. It seems a little bit more exciting.
Absolutely. Unless you're a Charlton fan.
Unless you're a Charlton fan, it said. Ben, just a quick one for you. Obviously, Connell's got the question in, where do you think Fleetwood will finish this year? I know we've said top 6, but what are your thoughts and predictions where they'll finish in May?
I think it'll be hard, Sam. There's so many good teams, and this year it's anyone's, and with no fans, it's anybody's to have. And again, all you need to do is just win a couple of games, and you're over there, and that's what keeps you form. So if you win 4 games in a row, and then all you need is an odd win now. They're like win, lose, win, draw, win, and just stay consistent. After you need a good start, and then just stay kind of consistent. Where mid-table, kind of high mid-table, and into the playoff spots. It's going to be an interesting season. I think Fleetwood have a good enough squad to hopefully challenge the 10, if not the top 6. I think there's been never as much depth in this Fleetwood side as there is. Long throw in, we'll come back in a minute. So looping header. Oh, and it just goes wide. Good chance for Stanley. But look at the Fleetwood bench, say Mark Duffy, Ched Evans, Harvey Saunders, Sam Finlay, Morgan Boy's on there. With Ross isn't in the squad. Coombs isn't even in the squad. It's really exciting times at Fleetwood right now. When you look at Blackpool, you think, where's the next goal coming from? Where's that win coming from? And you just kind of, when you're winning games of football, you get that extra bit of rub of the green. And Blackpool aren't getting that right now. And Fleetwood are getting it now again. But be an interesting season. How do you think Fleetwood will do yourself, Sam?
I'm not sure. I'll come back to my prediction, Ben, but it's now 10 versus 10 at Blackpool.
Wow.
Ben Purrington receives a second yellow card after wrestling CJ Hamilton to the ground. So that levels things up down on the Fylde Coast in that fixture. So Neil Critchley will be happy. So there's going to be so much space for the players like Hamilton to exploit. I've got my dad and the family watching the game in the kitchen. So I heard them cheer. So I thought I'd check Twitter. But yeah, down to 10-all there. Coming to your question about Fleetwood, where they'll finish, top 10. But I just think if they're consistent and they bring in a few players in January again to really push on, because I know what Joey was like. He knew we had a chance to go and get results. And was it 12 games unbeaten before lockdown? Great results against Ipswich away, 1-0, and Portsmouth. So yeah, I think they can be up there. Definitely top 10, if not top 6, mate.
Why is we'll answer that, Sam. Why is League One game 7 o'clock? Is it because of 10 o'clock things? I don't think it is. I just think they want to get the games on earlier because of floodlight costs. So they don't have to use it maybe for as long. Or I'm not sure why it's 7 o'clock really, but I'm not complaining. I drive 7 o'clock because I know a lot of the Championship games are 7:45 and Gillingham games are 1 o'clock on a Saturday. Are you thinking anything about that, Sam? Do you know any reason why it could be 7 o'clock? And Doncaster have gone 2-1 against it. Ben Whiteman with the goal there got into the FIFA team of the season last year. It was interest from Barnes in the summer, and again they've turned it down from 1-0 down to 2-1 up at the keep now.
Changing that score for us on the screen. Sorry, Ben, I interrupted.
As you can see, the team is on the screen down below. Accrington have a corner. It's whipped in with power and pace and flicked away at far post. And again, Fleetwood just getting away. Now, there's not really been an opportunity since that Mackay double chance. And Fleetwood can bring away nothing, and Whelan will bring it away. And Fleetwood have got numbers up. Madden's been a bit isolated in this game so far, not really had an opportunity. And Fleetwood can break away, and Whelan is fouled and again gets a free kick for his trouble, Sam.
Or maybe, I don't know if the referee could have played advantage there, but it looked like Morris was through and Whelan's just asking the question to the referee about the yellow card, which I actually agree with him there. I think he's stopped him from making that pass forward. But a real chance again for Mackay to whip in the ball. The last one he did from a similar position was whipped in a really dangerous area, but no Fleetwood player really gambled. So hopefully this time one of the players, Mulgrew maybe, just get on the end of this one, because Fleetwood really deserve to be one up at the break, and just for the amount of possession that they've had and chances created. So we'll have to wait and see.
The arm goes up. Thank you, Sam. Mackay on to deliver. It's a good ball again, headed away at the far post, and Fleetwood will try and go out for a corner, and it does. Good play. Again, asking questions, and I'm loving that tifos behind the goal, Sam. Obviously Fleetwood set theirs up. Obviously, Coleman is a guard, pride of Lancashire. You know, you're playing the pride of Lancashire, lads. I'm only joking.
You're the pride of Fylde, though, aren't you? Isn't it pride of Fylde at Fleetwood?
Yeah, but pride of Lancashire's a champ as well. And we'll come back to that in a moment. It's going to be a short corner. We have a thing where we say don't take short corners and things happen. Don't take it short. We've taken it short. And again, it's back out to Mackay. Mackay will put the ball and comes out to Sav, and he holds it. A nice neat. Accrington can be on their way on the counter-attacking with power and pace, and Andrew will get back. And again, McConnell back in the side today after a lengthy injury. The number 10 can't quite beat Andrew for pace, and Luther puts it out for a throw into Accrington. A couple have subscribed to you, Sam, so there we go. Subscribe to the Seasiders Podcast. I'll be making an appearance hopefully when we play you. I'll watch this later today or tomorrow morning, afternoon. Okay, thank you, mate. Appreciate it. We're drawing 1-1. If you could like the stream, guys, that'll go a long way as well. On 26 likes. Also subscribe to the channel if you're new. We hit 5,560 subscribers today, which is another great landmark. 4 minutes before half time, it's been a very end-to-end half, and a game that hasn't really reflected 0-0.
No, you're right with that. I think Fleetwood have had the better of the chances. That especially going forward, Mackay's had a few. Madden with a header, which was eventually given us a foul. But I look at Accrington; they've not really caused Fleetwood that many problems. Maybe I've not spoke too soon.
Connolly will see him out as well. Connolly makes up the ground, and Accrington are getting balls into the box as we're just before. It's a long strike, and it's way over the bar. I would say he's been watching me shooting at 2 foot, but I couldn't even get the ball that high. So that's definitely not been happening.
It's great defending there by Connolly, Ben, isn't it? Look at, he's gone from the byline towards 20, maybe 30 yards out. It's great defending, and what he's done well, he's not dived in there, has he? He's not committed himself. No. It's great defending, and that's why he's been brought into the side, a player who wants to get stuck in and win for the cause. Another comment coming in, Ben. If you could have one player in the world to come to Fleetwood, who would it be and why? Who would it be and why?
Oh, that's so good. You know what? I'd honestly pick, and people go, you keep going on about him. I'd go for Accrington Stanley. I'd go for Harry Kane, because I honestly believe he is the best striker in world football. And then I'm going to get one comment that goes, Lewandowski plays cricket or Aguero does this. Harry Kane is an all-round striker. You watch him in the last 15, 20 games, how he drops into play. He was centre half at one point for Spurs the other day, and he works hard for the cause, the way he can pass the ball. He's one of the best passing of the ball. Jamie Carragher said it on commentary the other day. I think it's fantastic, really. And I put Harry Kane or Kevin De Bruyne, but I'd just go for Kane. But going back to your comment, Sam, superb defending. And he's one of those that kind of, he knows when to dive in, when to block, when to go. And even though the over-the-top ball did him, he covered his bases and made sure they couldn't get across. So they do have a free kick now, and they'll whip it in, it's low, and it's whipped into the back post, and it's fired over the goal. Good play, good move. And people get away with that one before half-time, Sam.
Yeah, huge let-off. I don't know if he's given a foul on Madden or not, but whether or no he's not, because Madden's having a go at the referees we see on a weekly basis. But I'm just watching the replay now. It's not the best ball in the box, but Fleetwood don't deal with it very well. And I think I'm not sure who it is. I think it's Hughes. He's just got to get his body over the ball, knee over the ball, and really push it forwards. But good chance for Accrington to go ahead. It would be tough because it would be a goal that Fleetwood don't deserve to concede.
I told you we get one. He's not better than Lewandowski. He's a very good striker, Lewandowski, but he's got 5 or 6 years on him. In 5 or 6 years, Kane's goal record will be, I think he'll be the most Premier League goal scorer. He's already had 7 assists already this season. The record that I think it's 20. Sam De Bruyne matched it last year with Thierry Henry, if I remember right. So who would you go for the best striker in the world? You can't say me or Paddy Madden, by the way. So obviously I know you would, but you can't with this one.
You'd be up there in the top 100, I think. Just to give you a bit of a confidence boost, because every player needs that. But yeah, I think Kane's an all-round good striker, likes to come in deep and play in Son and Lucas Moura. Best striker. It depends if you class Ronaldo, but as a striker. But for me, I think Lewandowski, he's done it for years on years in the Bundesliga, and someone who I've seen a few times is just very similar to Kane in terms of that all-rounder. But I just think overall he beats Kane, but Kane's very close, mate, as you can imagine. But yeah, it'd be Lewandowski for me.
So a big shout out to Fleetwood on the 12 side. They are Preston this weekend, followed by Blackpool at Poolfoot as well next weekend. Best of luck. Hope you get a win and let us know. And Madden does really well, and Mackay again looks to shoot, turns, really good move. Mackay again, great movement, great feet by Mackay, and again we said he looks dangerous and looks like he wants to score every given opportunity on that left-hand side. This time through the middle, just goes to shoot, sends the Accrington player for a hot dog, and again, fired. He was in the corner. That was 1-0 every day of the week for half-time. Great movement from Town. It's a corner. I think this will be the action of the half. So ball in, again, headed away, and we'll full counts, and there it is. It's half-time at Accrington. Sam, what's your thoughts on the half? 0-0.
I think Joey will be gutted that his side on at least 1 goal to the good. I think they've deserved it on terms of the chances created. But standout play for me, Ben, first half has to be Mackay's. He's looked dangerous. He's played on the left. He's dropped into the middle. He's a player that just wants something to happen this evening, isn't it? You can tell by the way he's being, and hopefully it's a sign of things to come for Fleetwood. But Accrington had one moment just before half time, didn't they, to really put this knife through Fleetwood's back in terms of going a goal ahead. But Fleetwood defended well, especially Connolly and Mulgrew at the back. So a good half of Fleetwood, but I think Joe would be disappointed not to be at least 1 goal ahead.
Absolutely spot on. And Jordan, go away, guys. Go and subscribe to Jordan, the edgy ones. He's on the road to 2K subscribers. Just started up. Red cards galore at Bloomfield Road. Are you watching the game? Let us know how your feelings on that are, George.
Looks like, I'm just going back to the Blackpool game, Ben, for a second. It looks like Woodburn, who's making his debut for Blackpool, could have opened the scoring in the 43rd minute of the game, but he fires over from close range. And half-time, as someone might have put in the comments, it's 0-0 between Blackpool and Charlton, both teams down to 10 men. So again, hopefully my 2-1 scores on there, and hopefully my 2-1's on for Fleetwood versus Accrington.
Hopefully, mate, and that'll be good. I think we'll still win the game, and I still think Blackpool could get a 1-0 victory in that one. Do you agree, Sam, or do you think it could be changing the dynamics of the game? Because there's definitely goals in this Fleetwood game.
Oh, there's definitely goals. The LQ challenge keeps winding me up, saying Blackpool 1, MK Dons 2 on Saturday. That is not going to be the scoreline, but we'll see. Because anything can happen. 3-1 to MK Dons instead. There's going to be goals. I think potentially is Evans on the bench today. Maybe bring him on with Finley, 20 minutes to go. Great chance. I'll just for my own point of view, bringing on the team lineup here. Look at maybe players they can bring on. Duffy, a player who can just bring something different to the team. Saunders with his pace. Finley, maybe something else in midfield to mix it up. But plenty of options for Joey Barton to change there. But so far, so good for Fleetwood. And to me, I'd leave it till about 65, 70 minutes if the score's 0-0.
Anything, like, I think Morris and Madden found it hard to get into the game, Sam. But with those two, they can get into the game at a given moment, can't they? And they can just what they offer. And Sheds again, when he scored his 2 goals by coming off them against Wigan, he offers a physical presence, and it's really good to see that we've got those options where you're thinking you can play on Saturday, and Barton's said we've got 6 or 7 outside the 11 that should be in the 11. So it says most teams won't get that balance. And now for the next few weeks, we have a lot of Saturday, Tuesday games coming up ourselves, as do a lot of League One. We've got Gillingham on Saturday, we've got Tuesday, then on Saturday again, we play Oxford, and then it's Charlton away. So it's a very busy period for League One teams, and that depth will come in handy.
Yeah, definitely will. And I think that's why both Fleetwood and Blackpool have gone into the market and brought in players who can play in multiple positions, but also maybe bringing in a backup player for the main starter. But that's only going to benefit certain teams. And what I think Blackpool did well, referring to them, is they bought a lot of players on money before the 2.5 million wage budget came in. So players on a contract a week or a day before it came out got away with it. So I think Blackpool were clever there in the market. And again, they brought in loan players from Arsenal. Ballard, who's come on today for Ward due to husband getting sent off. So a chance for Blackpool fans to see him. But regarding both Fleetwood and Blackpool, I think they've done great business in the summer. There's a shorter transfer window closed due to obviously closing in October and not before September. So it's not long really if players get injuries that managers can go back in there. But yeah, you need strength in depth at this moment because it's going to be tough for players to play 2 to 3 games in a week at the tempo that managers and clubs demand.
Absolutely spot on, and going to be an interesting season with how it pans out, obviously with the pandemic. And Fleetwood are way below the salary cap as well, so it's really good to see. And we'll just come in there. Blackpool look comfortable after going a man down. I heard Charlton might have bossed the game, did you say, Sam? And again, Blackpool keeping a good formation and keep solid at the back as well. So it's good for you.
Yeah, definitely. It's just frustrating, as we said before, 34 chances created in the first 5 league games, and you've only scored 4 goals and 4 or 5 goals in those. And if you're going to be up there, you've got to be taking chances. And when you've got players like Yates, who's scored 15 to 17 goals last season for Swindon, you expect a little bit more, but he's been rested tonight, and maybe that's the, kick up the backside that he needs, that if he's not performing, the manager's not afraid to drop him, and maybe that can be a blessing in disguise for Yates and Blackpool fans, because we all want him to do well. He's just not hit the ground running yet, so fingers crossed maybe he comes off the bench today, Ben, and scores the winner. We'll be absolutely buzzing with that, but time will tell. And like I said, you won't be happy, but I'll be buzzing.
I'm one of those that gives credit to Lee last night. I mean, you're a work in progress, you're creating chances, and it won't be too long until you get on that win run. What Spurs game, Josh? Which one? The Spurs did play the other day, did they?
No, the last game was the West Ham one, wasn't it? I don't know if they're in Europe this week.
They never played West Ham.
Oh, they never played. Oh, yeah, I forgot about that.
I didn't remember any West Ham game. We aren't winning, I don't know. Positive comments from Dan. All normally saying, that was awful, but a great half, Dan. I thought we played very well. Mackay's been the star of the show, hasn't he?
Yeah, he has been, like we said before, he's just wants to get on the ball and make things happen. Daniel Holding there with the we won't read
get
it
out. Get him the hell out of here.
Can we block him from the chat? No, I'm joking.
No, he's all right. One down.
Yeah, just going back to the comment. Yeah, just having those kind of chances, you've just got to be able to put them away in this league. And like I said, some teams are scoring goals. Ipswich is scoring for fun at the moment. Lincoln were obviously before they played you at the weekend. Gillingham, they was firing at cylinders at the start of the season, but found themselves 2 goals down at Portsmouth. It'll be interesting to go through the half-time scores, because there was early kick-off games, then 7 o'clock kick-off games, and then some that kicked off bang on 7:45. So there's a few games going on in League One today, and quite a few goals.
100%, and we are doing a phone at the end of the game, so stick by And also like the stream, guys. We're putting on 26 likes. If you can try and get to 35 full time, that'd be amazing if you could like it. It helps out the channel. So just press that black like button. Let's try and get to over 30 likes. Isaac Whitehead, he was a Blackpool fan. Absolute baller, by the way. We played for Real Madrid in a couple of years. If he's not disappointing your son. Hopefully we're getting on. Obviously, I'll come to Sam in a moment. I think they've been outstanding from start to finish. I think they pressed well. They put the intensity there. The best 4 or 5 attempts of the game. And when Accrington have tried to go long, Mulgrew and Connolly and get swept up well. How would you agree with that, Sam, or would you differ from that?
Yeah, I think they've been the better of the sides, and I've been impressed, Ben, with Connolly. I think coming into us, he knows the lads, he knows the place, but to come into a side that have got a good result on Saturday against one of the front runners, a credit to him, and we know what kind of character he is. He wants to win everything, does Connolly, and I've got nothing but great words for him. I'd loved for him to come to Blackpool in the summer on loan, but obviously that was never going to happen. But just someone, just due to his character and the way he plays the game, I think you need that, the ball winner and someone who's going to get stuck in to really push on. So a great signing, but they've all gelled well and they all know each other at Fleetwood, which is a huge positive. So as I said before, they're going to be up there in the season. If I'm not, I'll eat my own hat.
They've got that ethos, and David Whiteside, who's a Blackpool fan, he's very happy with the first half. Ballard looked good after coming on. Ballard obviously played against in the FA Cup. Was it not last season, the season before, when he beat, was it 2-0 or 3-0 in the FA Cup? He looks very promising, doesn't he, for you?
Yeah, he does. I still can't get the stream on my brother's iFollow, so I'm struggling at the moment. But David, I appreciate your comment there, and I think it's just that determination of not conceding the goal after going 10 men down. Disappointed in Husband, again getting another red card in a game after coming back from the first suspension in the Lincoln defeat. But again, that's going to really cause Critchley some issues. Is he going to trust him again at centre half? I don't think he's a centre half personally, but
second this season.
Second, he got sent off against Lincoln a few weeks back, and then I think one game out. He's
still got the Barton in him, hasn't he?
He's still got that in him.
2 minutes in, well, it is.
2 minutes. Isn't it? I've not seen the incident, Ben, to be fair, and maybe David can fill us in there. But like you said, Ballard's there. He's looked solid after coming on, and that's a good sign. He played against Hallard, the Dortmund striker, in mid international break. And he played really well, apparently, in that game. So that gives me a lot of confidence that he can play against the best strikers in the world and be there. And what's he said? Isaac White said, "Love that, mate. Kind words to James Husband. Husband is a joke."
It is poor. It is poor.
It's poor, but he's not a centre half though. He's not. We've seen him. We've seen him, Ben, play. Sorry to step in. We've seen him play. And he's not a centre-half. He's played in a back three, which might work, but then he can play wide when we've not got the ball or when the team's got the ball. But when he's trying to play in that two centre-backs role, it doesn't work for me. He's not got the pace. He doesn't read the game very well, and that's come at a cost where he's been sent off twice. So Critchley's got a chance now to bring in these loan players. Gretterson from the Icelandic international, Ballard to come in as well, the Northern Ireland. So plenty of options to Blackpool, and that's why I have a team, as we said before, about having strength and depth.
Exactly, and people go, "Oh, why is this player coming? Why we don't need him?" But when you have this fixture list coming up every Tuesday, you do, don't you? And you've got cup competition, and we've got, I think it's Saturday, Tuesday for the foreseeable future, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. And David's got a comment and said, "Just one's to you, Ben." He says, "Do you want Husband back?" Are you putting it on as well? Was last man, long ball over the top, out of position. Don't think he will play at centre half again. He laughs at that, and I agree. I just don't think he's a player that.
Maybe I know obviously he's now, but maybe in the long run he'll realise, oh, he's not a centre half. I'll play him left.
Hopefully, but sometimes you can't allow a defender to make two mistakes to make you know that he was out of position. Well, it wasn't out. He lost the ball and thought he had more time than he did against Lincoln, and didn't really help. So it's tough. But Neil Critchley will learn from this decision that maybe he doesn't trust him at left back. At centre half, maybe more as a left back. So we'll see. Like I said, maybe a blessing in disguise, but in the 90 minutes, definitely not.
100%. And we are coming up to the second half. Second half should be starting in a few mementos. And it's going to be an interesting one to see how Fleetwood kind of come out, because I thought we came out flat against Lincoln, a bit tired, a bit leggy. But one thing they have got is, I think we'll use straight away, really, and we're not going to be afraid to use them if we need them, really. And that's a good Joey Barton to have, isn't it, Sam, off the bench?
Yeah, like we said before, you need these players. I've just got a text from Sam Duffy, who worked with me at Fleetwood, just laughing at James. He's put husband laughing emoji. Again, people know he's got those errors in him, and everyone's talking about it. So we'll see. But going back to your point, yeah, great to have strength and depth on the bench. And when you look at Coots, isn't even in the team, even in the squad today, a big player in midfield who runs it at times, him and Whelan. Evans on the bench today. You've got so many players that can come in and do a job, and it's just great to see, to be fair, that these players are there and they want to play for Joey and be part of that. So, yeah, all good for both of our Fylde Coast teams, and just hope they can both get the win tonight.
We're not ignoring you, mate. We are trying to get them through as many comments as you can, so don't worry about that. 2 likes from 30 guys. If you could get them, that would be appreciated. We're coming on 28 likes. Obviously, Fleetwood have won 100% of the tackle that they've gone in for, and 4 interceptions, and not had to make a block, a couple of clearances in there, blocked across. So defensively, it shows that Fleetwood might not have had to do too much, Sam. So it's good news for Town's back four.
Yeah, definitely. And I think the only one chance, or 2 chances that spring to mind, Ben, is the one where Dion Charles got down the right-hand side, or Fleetwood's left, but his shot was pulled wide. And then that free kick chance that Hughes or Sykes, I think it was, that sailed over the bar from 10, 12 yards. So bar those 2 chances, Mulgrew and Holgate, who's really stepped up the plate this year. He was banging on the door, I think, towards the end of last season with his performances in the development squad. So it's great that he gets a chance, and like I said, Hill, but the back 4 today have had it really easy, I think, and if they can just get Wes on the break sometimes and Andrew down the left-hand side linking with Mackay, it can really help. So fingers crossed, mate, that going forward, there's plenty more action, but there's not too much action in Fleetwood's own third.
100%, Sam. I agree with that. And how are we doing, mate? Hope you're well. Thank you, DGL. Appreciate that. Hope you're good. I predict 1-0 to Fleetwood. Prediction for the end of the game. I'll go for 1 Fleetwood. Sam, how about you? And hello to Alternative Reality YT, by the way.
Prediction for the end of the game. It's a great question in the chat. I did say 2-1 at the start, and I'm going to stick with my prediction come the end. I said Fleetwood have created so many chances throughout that first half, and that's only going to continue. Accrington are going to want to push forward a little bit more and get in Fleetwood's faces, but the way Fleetwood have pressed and really gone forward, it's impressed me, and it's only the second time that I've seen them play properly instead of highlights. So I'm really impressed, Ben, with how they're going about it, and it doesn't surprise me that they're dominating the game tonight.
100%. It's absolutely great to have you on with us. Second half is about to start. Come on, Fleetwood. I'm just praying for a good game. Obviously, kicking in the opposite direction. Gee, I sound like Michael Owen, don't I? And Jamie Carey, Redknapp. Data of the obvious. I'm hoping for a win, guys. Let us know your score predictions. Cheers, Josh, for the support. Tariq has come off, and Sean McConville, who we mentioned, is back. He's back, the number 11. He's come on at half time. He could cause problems. Another Scouser, Sam.
Yeah, definitely. There's like the Scout Mafia on the field of play, isn't there, today? But I'm just interested, but I'm just going away from the game, that seems to be that both of the teams are in the opposite side to where the dugouts are. I don't know if Accrington are doing groundwork at the moment, as hence normally the dugouts underneath the camera. So I don't know why they're all on the far side of the pitch. Maybe it's just Fleetwood and I've not seen Accrington move, but must be doing some building work down there. And the job that the chairman and, as I said, John Coleman done down there is fantastic. And it's a community club like Fleetwood, isn't it? That everything they do it's for the fans. And Andy, and I can't think of their chairman's name. It's come out of my head. Andy Holt, sorry, yeah. So they've got Andy Pilley and Andy Holt, who are fantastic owners, and they'll put the club first, even through tough times like we're going through at the moment. So, yeah, great to see improvements everywhere, and I just hope there's a goal in this game, Ben, to liven things up. But as I said before, I think that first goal is going to come to Fleetwood.
And Hull City have gone 1-up against AFC Wimbledon in the half.
Interesting.
Lewis Potter getting that goal. We mentioned him when he played against Fleetwood, what a right lad he was, and he's got a goal against the Wombles. Wombles were unbeaten from home this season with 2 wins and a draw. Those 2 wins coming against Fleetwood Town and Swindon, both by 1-0. Seddon scoring against Fleetwood, Joe Piggott. A prolific goals level, you could say now, scoring for Wimbledon against Swindon just 10 days ago as Mackay tries to get Morrison to play. Good move in Accrington, just forcing Fleetwood back, and Burton's comfortably on the ball there.
Yeah, look at this Fleetwood just trying to get hold of the ball. It's a great ball by Whelan there into Morris. Can he just pick that pass out to him? Nah, he's got to go a bit quicker there to Andrew. He made a great run, but it's Mackay now in the middle. Great pass out wide. Man
well, and camps on the ball and in the midfield, and it's a lovely play by Fleetwood, and they've really caused that problem in the middle of the park.
Got to lay it off. Got to lay that off.
Runs. Morris, who you see, likes amazing little runs into Mackay, who puts a lovely ball on the left. Chance to cross. It's a good ball. I think it's Mulgrew. He slips as he's turned, but he falls for Madden. Madden can hold up. And Holgate again. And Accrington look to come forward on the counter-attack, and Fleetwood have committed bodies. They're wide open, and there's 2 against 1. And Campsman Holgate again does well, reads the game well. And Sam said just 3 or 4 moments ago, knocking on that door, you can really see how he's improved his maturity to stay back and block out that Accrington could have really got a goal from.
Yeah, I think I'm a few minutes or a few seconds ahead of you, Matt. I'm just coming up to the 48-minute mark on my screen. Accrington attack.
44.
Yeah, so I won't spoil the thing too much if there's been a goal, but just Accrington just look like they're putting on a little bit of pressure. But this is what you want to see in these games: end-to-end stuff in a local derby game. The weather's not great. Just needs that goals, doesn't it? And it's a shame that fans can't be there. I would have probably gone today, but a great game between 2 sides, and it just needs that goal to unlock the deadlock.
Great ball. Again, we'll block out. And Morris again does it well, just stops and turns. He would love to get on our way, and they're out with Burrs. It goes over the defender's head, and Toby Savin comes out and does well. How are your teams going on, lads? In the comments, let us know. There is a call in about 45 minutes. I predict 0-0, says Zonk. Plymouth losing, Sam, which is very interesting. Lincoln taking the lead at Sincil Bank.
Yeah, I'm just having a look through. Obviously, some of the full-time score: Shrewsbury 0, Bristol Rovers 1. Brandon Hanlon got the goal in that game after 15 minutes. And then 9 minutes to go in the Gillingham game against Portsmouth, where Pompey are 2-0 up in that game. So plenty of action going on in the 2 late kickoffs. Burton 0, Rochdale 0, Northampton 1, Swindon 0. Christopher Masulu with the goal for Northampton. So plenty of goals, mate, just not in the games that me and you were watching.
I know, he must be a jinx. I'm not seeing a goal for ages. I saw 5 in one game and they've all gone. Fleetwood, if you need a lethal strike, you can take pens, you know.
Maybe you've got the contract, mate. We've seen the pictures of you striking the ball well, so maybe it's time for Barton.
Videos, you know, got a plug.
Update the scores, make sure we're up to date with everyone leaving the comments and what's going on around the ground. So if I'm not watching Fleetwood, mate, you can talk about it.
Absolutely. Again picked up, and Fleetwood just kind of losing possession, and Stanley can do that. And Michael Nottingham, that big number 2, who signed for an undisclosed fee from Blackpool. Again, the ex-Salford man. Went to the Seaside just 2-3 years ago and never really worked out for him. And Matt Butcher on the ball. McConnell now does well. It's a good move, and Butcher will strike, and Butcher goes wide. Matt Butcher, the ex-AFC Bournemouth man, does very well. The number 6 looks good every time he gets ball. Strike it just wide, Dangerous play from the home side there in Accrington Stanley. Really good move. McConville again looking lively, as is Nottingham, and Butcher does well, just wide. McConville looking bright since coming back. Obviously been missing through an injury. He's one of the best players in League One, Sean McConville, in what he can do with the football. And Fleetwood again looking to defend again. Again, good play by Accrington Stanley on this far side, and just looking to kind of get back into the game with Fleetwood Town right now. Again, Burns loses his man, and again covers and really does well and sees out for a goal kick. Sam, really good movement by Wes Burns there.
Maybe I think I'm up to date with you now.
Have we lost?
Oh,
we're back.
I think we're back, Ben. Yeah, I think I'm on time with you. I'm on 51, 37, 38. So I don't think I'm too far off you now. I wouldn't like to ruin the excitement when Accrington score the first goal of the game, would I?
Ha! We love it. We love it. I just love it. But yeah, still 0-0, guys. 52 minutes on the clock. Again, it's kind of a bit of a lull patch in the game. Obviously, both teams trying to work each other out again and lost that tempo that they had early on in the first half, really, Sam.
Yeah, it's not really got going the second half, but again, players have gone in after a really tough and physical first 45 minutes. It's going to take them a little bit of time to get into it, but it's a good chance for Accrington, but just gets away from Nottingham, I think it was, on the far side, and it's just going to be a goal kick to Fleetwood, but they've just got to be wary, Fleetwood, of that counter-attack, because we know what teams are like, and if Mulgrew's not got them set up right and Holgate's not in those positions, there's going to be chances. But like you said, a bit stalemate at the moment, but I'm sure it'll come alive in the next 5-10 minutes.
Absolutely. It goes over the line. If you're new to trying to please like, subscribe, guys. Still 2 likes away from 30. And again, defending by Callum Connolly. He does outstandingly there and just gives it to Jason Lutweiler. And then Morris will bring it away and does well onto Burns. And Burns to his possession, and Stanley can come forward here. Lovely flick again. Connolly clears again on the cover. We've mentioned him so many times. We've been very impressed with him, Sam, haven't we? Yeah,
he's been, as I said, that player who, if Whelan goes forward or Camps goes forward, he's going to be that player to sit in there and do the dirty work. And he's probably not a player who gets the recognition that he deserves for what he does for Fleetwood, but he's, like I said, a huge asset to them. And Madden with a half-decent chance there to score a goal, and that was the end where he scored his penalty, wasn't it, in the cup game last season?
Absolutely, and you know what he can do. And we visited Accrington just over 18 months ago. Harry Suter scoring a header and does well.
That was a great day, that wasn't it? All the fans behind the goal and Fleetwood picking up the win. It was just a great day, wasn't it, Ben, for all Fleetwood?
Mackay will drive away. Barry Mackay, who is
That's a yellow card.
Big lad, and it's a free kick down. And going back to that day, 1-0 victory. The sun was out. Top fruits were on flow. It was a great day. Great win.
It certainly was, and that's the day I think fans really got on Suits' support bandwagon, didn't they? And he was great, and it's great to see him flourishing at Stoke, isn't it, this season? Shame he couldn't go back for another loan spell, but I wish him all the best as Ben cries at the screen by not getting him back. But
my man,
again,
Suits.
He's done so well, hasn't he, to get that. He's come down to play football and get experience, and full credit to him. He was outstanding at Fleetwood, and he's going to continue that at Stoke, and long may it continue for him.
Spot on. Fleetwood have a free kick on 55 minutes. Accrington Stanley 0, Fleetwood Town 0. Chance for Town now. I jinx it. What a save from Quayne Mack. Is it still 2-0, Josh? But yeah, Mackay's got a chance here, Sam. Obviously, he can whip a ball, and we saw it in the first half.
He's going to whip it in now, isn't he? Oh.
Morris will whip it in. It's a good ball. Headed to the back post and away again. and again marked off for offside, and it'll be a free kick to Stanley, and very unlucky really for Town there.
Yeah, it's a good ball in the back, but as a striker, you've got to be a bit more aware of where the back line is there. And I think I'm not sure if it was Mulgrew or Madden who was in the offside position, but when that ball's coming in, you're watching the play, you've got to be a little bit cleverer there. But Fleetwood, again, missing an opportunity, should we say? Again, half decent ball into the box, but no one really gambling in there to get on the end. But again, the chances are coming, and that's the main thing. If it was more tippy-tappy football and no chances, you'd be worried. But Fleetwood are creating them. So fingers crossed, Ben. It's only a few minutes away.
100%. We're just waiting for that hour mark. Nottingham's a long throw in him, and again, we've seen in previous experiences you can do with a long throw, especially in the National League North with Salford. Nottingham will take the throw. Nottingham to deliver. He does deliver. It's high. And again, can't quite trouble Fleetwood, and Fleetwood can clear it away. But again, Camp's on the cover and does well. And Fleetwood again clear the lines. Accrington aren't really harming that back four right now. But again, Joey Barton is complaining to the fourth official for hand on the defender's back, and Barton's not very happy there.
It's not like Joey Barton to be moaning, is it, Ben?
He's with his new specs, and the Gazelle on.
I'm just looking through Blackpool's Twitter. I still can't get the game on, to be fair, but looks like Charlton had the ball in the back of the net, went to celebrate, but only to see the linesman flag up for offside. Has been ruled out officially after a lengthy decision between the referee and his official on the far side. So that's a good point for Blackpool. Offside was the reason for it. So fingers crossed, that's the lifeline and the kick up the backside that Blackpool need, because I don't think they can afford to lose this one.
No, it's a big game. Stanley have a corner on 58 minutes nearly. It's a good ball floating, headed to the back post again, headed away. I think it was Connolly or Holgate in there, and Fleetwood have a chance to hit the lines for a free kick. 58 on the clock, 0-0. I think kind of the game's starting to get a bit more flowing now, isn't it, Sam? Where you can see teams are just kind of warming up, and Oxford 2-1 up. Long getting the goal there. Obviously not Chris Long. Motherwell this year lining up with Devontae Cole.
What a strike partnership that is.
A goal about 10 goals a season.
But it's looking, we're going to your point before, Ben, about the game opening up. This is now the half an hour mark where teams' fitness really starts to show, and you look at Fleetwood there, putting the pressure on.
Go, Sam. Madden bringing away. It's 3 versus 2. Madden's got options left and right. Madden goes towards Cams. What
a save.
It was a brilliant move. Paddy Madden finds him in so many spaces, and a great press by Cams. Madden again just drives with the ball, the back to a Stanley, the centre half, the away. Madden feeds it into Cams, and Cams goes towards the near post.
That's
and again, he's for far post. That's 1-0. Cams, he's some, but good movement. Again, that front three of Fleetwood really got problems. It's going to be a corner kick. A chance to really cause problems. 59 on the clock, 0-0. Here we go. It's a good ball in. But back post, Mackay back in. And again, good movement from Fleetwood, that Sam.
Yeah, great move. And I'm going to give credit to the Accrington defenders there. He's done so well just to not allow Madden to go left to Mackay. And he's put it on to be fair, Camps, who's had a good shot at goal, but just hasn't quite able to sneak it past the goalkeeper. A shot on target for Fleetwood, which is very pleasing, to say the least. But probably, mate, it should be 1-0, shouldn't it, to the Cods?
Yeah. And Madden, has no chance. And Madden will pick it up and brings it down nicely. Burns down the left. Burns can drive like he always does. Again, the defender comes in. And again, I think it's a corner kick. Yes, it is. Again, the Accrington Stanley player not happy with it, and Mulgrew looks like to be on the corner. Kind of reminds me a bit like Harry Kane on corner. Euro, Sam. Should be in the box.
Yeah, I think when you get in those areas, you definitely got to do that. And again, Fleetwood just causing problems. I'm not sure if it was a corner. It looked like it got a double deflection on the way through, but the linesman hasn't seen it, and a real chance here for Mulgrew to whip the ball in the box.
Mulgrew to whip it in. It's a good ball from Mulgrew. To back post, it goes over one, and Savin was left flapping and again gets away with it. Let me know what teams are getting on in the comments down below. Any questions for me and Sam? We've got about 29 minutes left of the game. So any questions? We've also got a call in live later, which we look forward to hearing from yourselves.
Just going through some of the scores, and whilst the Fleetwood game is a little bit quiet, obviously full time Shrewsbury 0, Bristol Rovers 1, Gillingham 2 goals down to Portsmouth in injury time there. Accrington 0, Fleetwood 0, Blackpool 0, Charlton 0, Doncaster 2, Ipswich 1, Hull leading against AC Wimbledon, Lincoln 1, Plymouth 0, Oxford 2, MK Dons 1, Sunderland 1, Crewe 0, Wigan 0, Peterborough 1, 0-0 between Burton and Rochdale, and Northampton now 2 goals to the good against Swindon in the later kickoff. Danny Rose getting the second for the Cobblers.
Superb. Thank you, Sam. And Football Prime Ginger's become a member of the channel. Thank you, the Football Prime Ginger. It's easy to do, £1.99 a month. Really get extra content and extra live streams and get to know when I'm going live and what's happening on the channel. So become a member. It supports the channel out. Thank you very much to Football Prime Ginger. If you could all like it as well, lads. Still on 28 likes. If you could smash that blue/black like button, that would go a long way. Still on 28 likes. And again, good chance for Stanley on the edge of the bar. It just goes over the bar. Good movement from Stanley there. They're still causing Fleetwood problems, saying you can have opportunities, but we're going to have a few as well.
Yeah, again, as a team who's been dominant, you're always going to get moments in the game where you're under a little bit of pressure tonight. But again, they've dealt with it so well. They've got bodies in the way. They've really put the kind of won the heart on the sleeve, Fleetwood, this evening. And Joey and his coaching staff, as long as the players will not want to lose a derby game, especially against Accrington, because I know they're always on the phone with each other, the managers or texting, and Joey will not want to be on the losing side tonight.
100%. And again, there are goals left in this, but we said that on Saturday. We got our first clean sheet. Fleetwood are yet to win away from home yet this season. Back-to-back defeats to Rochdale and Peterborough, both 2-1 respectively. Doncaster going 3-1 up against Ipswich. Story of the night, and he goes in and running. Big chance, very big chance. I don't know what happened there, Sam. Can you talk us through the ball? And the man seems to get on the edge, and Savin spreads himself ever so well and keeps it out from a goal.
I'm going to have to watch the highlights here, Ben, as it comes on the screen now. It's good Burns buying this right-hand side. Just fakes there and whips a really dangerous ball into the box. And credit to the goalkeeper there. He's come out and made himself really big with Madden, with the goal at his mercy. But I'm not sure what's been given. Is it given as an offside or a goal kick? Looks like... Yeah. I thought it was a corner but again, the referee's given it. But it's great play by Burns down the right-hand side, and that's going to be the main threat for Fleetwood, especially with his pace. And the referee, Ben, it just doesn't seem to be giving those little niggly fouls, does he? Which is great to see in a derby game, because you want those tackles to be flying in. And it's a bit of a risky back pass there by Mackay, but he gets away with that one. And Morris tries to gamble, but Accrington deal with that very well, to be fair to them.
Again, good play. Officially part of the Natman Pert. Love that. The Football Prime Ninja. 25, just over 25 minutes to go. Still 0-0. How will the table look so far then, Sam? Where would Fleetwood be in the table as it stands? Doncaster are 4-1 up against Ipswich.
Oh, wow. Looking at the table, if I can get up on here, obviously Hull leading, 7 played, 18 points. Ipswich in second on 16. Lincoln, Peterborough, Sunderland, Doncaster, Fleetwood, 1 place below Accrington, 2 points behind Stanley. Blackpool still down in the relegation zone, which is not what I want to see, but I know it's what you might want to see. 7 games, 5 points, but still a long way to go, to be fair. And if they can just get a goal and pick up the 3 points today, it'd be absolutely massive for the Seasiders.
Whereabouts are Fleetwood in the lead now? What position?
13th, did I say? 12th, Ben. 12-7, and then Accrington 11. Gillingham obviously played earlier on, and they're up to 10th now.
But again, we good movement from Town, and even if it was 0-0, and it's back-to-back clean sheets, and again, Stanley were good at home. Although I'd like 3, 1 would be good, but 3 would be just amazing today.
Yeah, it would. What would it push? In 2 points, push 1 to 10 points with Accrington. You go above Accrington, and I think you go into 10th place with above Gillingham on goal difference. So, what's happened there? Oh, no, it's just Wes taking a throw, and the camera seemed to jilt a little bit before then, and it's interesting. Just what can Fleetwood do? Do they bring on a sub soon to mix it up and cause Accrington some problems? But so far, I just don't really think that Fleetwood can do much wrong. They're really pushing. They're trying to be on the front foot, but it's just not. A bit like Blackpool, there's not having the end product at the moment.
No, and when it comes, it will come. United are scored against PSG.
Yeah, Bruno from the penalty spot, I think it is.
Madden, Mackay, back to each other, good block. Madden can't quite win it back, and Stanley get it away. Big movement from Fleetwood.
Look how many bodies are in the box there, Ben. So 4, 5, maybe 6 Accrington bodies just in around the 18-yard box. Can't quite just get that little room of space which Madden likes to get onto his right foot for a strike. But again, great play by Fleetwood, but just as good defending by Accrington.
100%. Again, it's starting to open up again, lads. Now we're getting halfway through this second half.
Any goals? I don't think there are.
Mulgrew, chance to get away. Madden comes deep and on halfway, and again loses possession, but the referee lets him get away with it. I thought that was a foul, and the referee lets him off. And just as Sam said, a lot of niggly fouls. That one being let off, and Barton again and Mangan fuming with the referee on that one.
What do you think Joey can do now, Ben, in terms of pushing forward? Is it a matter of maybe taking Madden off for Ched, or do you keep it the same and just tell him to keep going?
I think maybe bring a double sub on, maybe bring Duffy on, and maybe bring Duffy and Saunders, maybe, or Duffy and Evans. Duffy and Evans, I think. Then Paddy and
Connolly, maybe. He's not had much game time, but he's the one player that seems to have to lose past there by Camps. Hopefully this
by
isn't punished.
Pritchard, we talked there to a goal scorer, already got 2 goals this season, looking for 3. Mulgrew, Celtic legend. Man United playing well. Is it 1-0 to United?
Yeah, I think Fernandez scored from the penalty spot. Another famous night in Paris.
United getting a penalty. It doesn't surprise me.
Blackpool have made their 3rd and final change. Looks like Labala's come on for the Seasiders. Hopefully, the man. I'm just checking. My Twitter seems to have froze. Labala's come on for Woodburn, who first game in is playing 70 minutes. It's not too bad for them, but I'm trying to see who's on the field of play at the moment for Blackpool. Seem to have missed a second sub, but we'll get that when it comes. But again, if they can get a point against Charlton in a game where they've gone down to 10 men, they've managed to somehow get it to 10 in terms of players on the pitch. I think you take a point against Charlton. They've not had these games, Blackpool, Lincoln, Ipswich. Teams come up, Swindon and Plymouth, who are going to carry that momentum from winning automatic promotion. Hopefully, easier fixtures come, and when Blackpool play MK Dons, whoever the MK Dons fan is in the chat, hopefully that's the game that Blackpool let loose and score plenty of goals. But we'll see. Josh Daly says, Ben, how are Donny beating Ipswich 4-1? Surprising though, isn't it? Ipswich were all firing.
You never know. You never know.
You never know in football. That's what I mean.
Again, Fleetwood look to get it down the line, and we do it just 70 minutes in. Stanley player will head it out all day long, and Whelan will win it in the air. Madden will bring it down. It's a lovely control by Paddy Madden, the Irish centre forward. 70 on the top. Mulgrew will bring it forward over halfway. The big Scottish centre half. We've had
great description there, Ben. a great description with the big Scottish centre half.
We've had a
Is
couple of
he
them,
that
but
big?
one Scottish centre half was Australian, but he was as Scottish all day. Burns will beat his man 47 to 53 possession. And Burns will lose but wins it back again. And again he's fouled, but the referee.
How's that not a foul?
I don't have a clue how that's not a foul. And Accrington will come forward. Accrington are yet to have a shot on target. Again, Bishop does well, and again, I think it's a deflection or does Luthwater get a save to that. It's a good move. Bishop.
Ben, you'll think about Man United getting penalties. Yeah. Josh Daly's just put in the chat. They missed it first time round and it had to be retaken as the keeper jumped a little bit too soon. Again, United and these penalties, they seem to get the rub of the green, don't they, when it comes to those set pieces?
100%. We're over 30 likes now, lads. Let's try and get to 40 if we can. That'll be appreciated. 71 on the clock. It's a good ball in swinging, and Luthwater will come. He drops it, and Fleetwood away with it. Nearly time. Jason Luthwater should come and collect that, really. But again, double their lead against Plymouth, which is interesting. Johnson getting the goal there. Stanley have a throw-in. It's a throw-in from Nottingham, I believe, the ex-Blackpool man. It's a long throw. It's really good. Headed on the post. Fleetwood get it away. He scrambled back in and saved again originally. Back in. Luthwater comes. Stanley have scored.
Oh, no.
Stanley have scored. It's the first shot on target. On Fleetwood behind. 1-0.
It's just poor defense. I don't know.
It's the first shot on target. And again, Luthwater looked weak with the first cross. It's poor. He should come and claim. He made a good save originally, but again, the ball's looping up. He should come and claim that. He flaps at it, and then again, Fleetwood were just static. And Accrington Stanley lead this game. Again, not long to go. Fleetwood has 17 minutes to turn it behind. I think it's Dion Charles, the ex-Fleetwood man.
Shock. Absolutely, it has to be the ex-Fleetwood man, doesn't it? And again, he's done well.
It has to be. And again, didn't get much game time. Fleetwood just loops it in. Impossible to miss. And it's Accrington Stanley 1, Fleetwood Town 0. They're making a double change now. Ched Evans is on. And also, Edwards is coming on for House and Holgate. So I think Edwards will go to centre half, maybe. Back. Edwards to centre half. Right centre half, or
unless he's going 3
or maybe
3-4-3, is he?
3-4-3 with Connolly in the middle.
Centre half, then. Yeah, Connolly can go centre half, can't he?
Through. Who did Ched come on for? Morris.
Must be Morris. Yeah, Morris is quite quiet this evening. Too many games where he has those moments where he can be in games and be really good, and somebody just doesn't seem to click for him. And he's got the talent, he's got the ability to score wonders of goals, but just tonight didn't seem to be his night. But we'll see how Fleetwood are going to line up. We'll try and get the form. It looks like Burns has just pushed on a little bit further up, but it looks like Connolly's gone into that centre half position alongside Mulgrew. So it'd be interesting. But Luttweiler, going back to what you said, he's got to be stronger on that second phase. It's a great initial save, to be fair, to the goalkeeper, but I think he's a bit distracted, and he's come to make that great save. The ball's gone over his head and he's not reacted to it as you want your goalkeeper to. But maybe Fleetwood have got to be better in there defensively. But just a shame, really. I don't think Accrington have really deserved to be a goal up, but credit to them, they've put the ball in the back of the net. Exactly,
and Morris is off, Evans is on. So I'm thinking 3-4-3 maybe. Mackay, Evans, Madden on the left, Morris, Mackay on the right, Ched through the center. It's a good ball, headed to goalwards again. Scramble, Luthwater misses it, good save. Again, stronger the first time.
That was in.
But again, I thought it was in. It's poor goalkeeping. You make a good save. But again, it's one of those moments. In the last 15 minutes of the game, you can't miss it. Fleetwood are now in the relegation, lads.
You're coming to join us, Ben. coming to join Blackpool in League Two next season.
I don't like this. It's been very nice knowing you, but I don't like this football anymore.
It just goes to show, Ben, doesn't it, how close League One is this season, that you can win a few games and you're still not out of trouble, and that's the exciting thing about this league, that you're never safe. And last season, towards the end, Tranmere, I think Bolton were gone, to be fair, but there was a few teams who could really get out of it, and unfortunately, due to the coronavirus and the pandemic, they never did. But it's just such an exciting league, isn't it?
100%. And with this team, we shouldn't be losing, so anything can happen.
Oh, we've got to be stronger there, Wes. Fleetwood just lost that little bit of composure in the last few minutes or so. And number 2, Edwards, gets away with that one there. Goal kick, but just looking at this replay here, ball's coming into the box. It's a great header by, I'm not quite sure who gets the initial header, and the guy in the far post, I thought it was going in, to be fair, to be 2-0, but great defending by Fleetwood, and they've managed to clear the danger, but they just need that little bit more quality going forward, Fleetwood, if they're going to get into this game. They've got the players on to do it, just whether they can do it in the final third.
100%. 15 to go. 13 and a half to go. Edwards with a good ball. It's with Mackay will get on the touch. It's a poor touch. And it goes into the grasp. And Fleetwood will all go. With Evans. Evans will cut in. Evans shoots. Oh, it's just over. Evans, you know what he can do. It's so close.
Wow. That's what he can do, Ben, just in terms of that little bit of quality going forward. He can drop the shoulder and look for that far post. Unfortunately, it's not quite come to him. We'll have a look here.
It was Andrew. I apologise.
It was Andrews, yeah. It looked like Ched, didn't it, at first? But yeah, I think if that's Ched on his right foot, that nestles in the top corner. But great effort for Andrew on his weaker foot there.
It's a long ball. Stanley has cut open. They're just in the, and they got in the edge of the box. Will take to shoot. It's a good block. Again, Madden will bring it clear. Madden. Again, it's Mackay. Mackay will run with it. Mackay could try and beat his man. He just can't quite do it and lose his possession. And again, Aki can come up the pitch. Hello, Luke. PUFC. Hello. 12 minutes to go. 1-0 to Stanley.
Just had a comment here, Elmo Fulbrook, whether it's a Fleetwood or...
Fulbrook.
Sorry, yeah, looking for either Fleetwood...
Oh, it's looping over.
Oh, does he get a fingertip to that? I'm pretty sure he does. One player's asking for a corner, but I think Luttweiler gets away with that one. Looking, obviously, going back to the question there, Ben, obviously putting a... If it's talking about Fleetwood, I don't think they're missing anything. I think it's just in terms of the players gelling. They've got a good centre-half in Mulgrew. Young players coming through, which is great. Midfield strong and youth and experience. And going forward, you've got Evans and Madden up top with
handball.
Blackpool on.
Handball.
Yeah, that's the most obvious handball I've ever seen.
That was handball, right? This referee, by the way.
I don't know which referee it is, but there are some absolute shockers in this league, to be fair. Just a quick one on Blackpool before get back to the game, Ben. I think they've got the players to be in there at the end of the season, but it's just that moment of the transition period with 17 coming through. If they get a result tonight, that'll be a huge positive to go into MK Dons. That's a great tackle down there on Wes Burns. Yeah. Sorry to bore all the Fleetwood fans about Blackpool, but it's got to be done.
100%. We've just got to keep going, Fleetwood, and we just need some goals in us, and Ched does well, and oh, but you'll give that as a foul. Of course you will, ref. It's one of those games where it's been really frustrating.
Yeah, it looks, and just going back to the Blackpool game on the social media channels there, obviously Blackpool made the third and final change. Yates is on the pitch as well. He made a great run through the box, but through the defence, but was flagged for offside. And then just a bit of worry concern for Dan Bullard, who stays down after a hefty challenge on the ball. So hopefully he's okay, because according to what people have said, he's been a class act tonight. So we'll see if Blackpool can hold on with 8 minutes to go, plus added on time.
Of course it is football prime ginger. Camps will bring away now. Better from Fleetwood. Evans will skip past his man. Evans into Whelan will put it across and can't quite find Camps. Good movement from Fleetwood. Andrew will have another go. Andrew will whip the ball back in. Can't quite get it in, and Stanley can clear the lines. And every time to try and get an attack, they have loads of Met bodies back, and it's pretty much impossible for Fleetwood to take them down. Fleetwood look to send it from deep in our. Camps will skip away, and again Bishop with that massive clearance away.
What are your thoughts, Ben? 10 minutes to go. Is it going to be all Fleetwood on the attack? It looks like Accrington are looking for that win after a battering against Ipswich at the weekend. They'll just be sitting up shop, won't they, and just making it difficult for Fleetwood to even carve out a chance.
100%. And we've had okay moments in the game, but I don't think we've been deserved of a win or deserved of a loss. I think it's been a push spread, really. I think it's been two sides that have found it hard to crack open the door, and a mistake from Fleetwood has let this down. But there's still 8 minutes in. We've still got a sub. I think sooner rather than later, Fleetwood will bring maybe a Sons or a Duffy on and just try and change the emphasis of the game. And it needs that bit of spark, because Fleetwood are losing it in possession there. We've just seen it there, and again picked it back up. But Stanley will have all this all day long, won't they, Sam? Where we're just getting the ball, just head it and boot it away, and that'll waste up time and minutes for their most important victory, even just yet, you'd say.
Yeah, let's look at the most bar one player. Everyone's behind the ball for Accrington. That's poor by that Ched there. It's a simple 2 to 3 yard pass to Edwards on this near side, and he's not got close enough to him. I think my mic keeps coming out, but yeah, he's not got. It's so close in there. It's just a little layoff, but Accrington will happily put 10 men behind the ball and leave the likes of Charles up top to run the channels, and he's done well there. But the referee has not given a foul again. He's been quite consistent though.
McKine's man will try and turn, it just can't.
Oh, it's good defending. It is
very good defending. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe, and also subscribe to Sam's podcast. Link is down in the description. As Edwards will try and take on his man, loses the ball, and Stanley just turn inside Wes Burns, and Burns will get back on the cover. Hello, Matt. How are you? Matt Weston, Fleetwood fan. And Charlton have gone 1-0 up against Blackpool at Bloomfield Road. Chucks and Ike scoring there. 10 man apiece. And Blackpool's woes go from bad to worse. It's a good open. Fleetwood will try to get in the box. I think that might be another corner. Yep, it is. Another corner. Oh, what's happening? I think, yeah, it's a corner ball. Fleetwood, I think there's a sub wanting to be made. I'm not too sure. We'll come back to that Blackpool goal in a moment. It's Wes coming off. Will it be Saunders? I think it's Saunders, isn't it, Sam?
I can't quite. I'm probably a few seconds behind. It does look like. Is that Saunders? I can't.
Yeah, Harvey Saunders.
He's not running like Saunders, to be fair. Maybe I'll see in a minute. It doesn't look like the way he was running, but
Duffy.
I don't know who else he.
Sam Finlay.
Yeah, Finlay obviously coming against his. Yeah.
Short corner, taking short. Again out the near post, and again wheeling his foul. A dangerous position for Town. About 20 yards out.
So many players though, Bennett. There you've got Andrew, Mulgrew, Ched can fancy it from close range. There's so many players that Fleetwood will want on this free kick, but I think it is going to have to be Mulgrew. I think he's just got the better technique over Andrew, and it's a tough one. If you go for pace, you've got to just hit it on target, but he's definitely got the ability to get this up and over the wall.
100%. Big chance for Town. Back to that Blackpool goal in a moment. He had one that was tame at the goal the other day. I'm going to say in the wall or over the bar. I'll probably just go to Shane over the bar. Mulgrew with a chance. 5 to go. Mulgrew, it's a big standing ball. He'll have to be quite over or bend it round. It's going to be an interesting one. There is Camps there on the overlap where they can give it him. I give it Camps. He's beating Camps. Mulgrew is going for effort. Mulgrew way over the bar. He goes to the end, and it's a poor free kick. But again, another chance for Fleetwood.
It's a good chance, Ben, to be fair. Just again, though, in that area when you're 20 yards out, 2 yards away from the 18-yard box, it's so hard to get it up and over the wall. he's got the technique. It starts to dip, but just too late. But Accrington got away with one there.
Absolutely, Sam. And going back to that Blackpool, any news on the goal or?
Yeah, just not the best defending, and the substitute Chuks Anike just heads in from close range on the 83rd minute mark to give the visitors the lead, and Blackpool will have to do something in the last 6 minutes or so to bring this one back. If you can get a point, I think you'd be happy with going down to 10 men early on. Do they have the belief and do they have the character? We'll have to wait and see.
Here we go. Final 4 o'clock. Fleetwood have had 2 bad last-minute goals against me in recent weeks. Can they be the one to break through this barn door? Plenty of options. Edwards on the overlap. Across, it's well blocked. And the throw-in will be taken. Mulgrew on the ball. Like that will drive forward with it. Whelan. Out onto the left. Chedley's offering moves from Andrew. Andrew loses the ball rarely, but wins it back. And again, plays it back. And who can be on there with Callum Connolly, the number 4. Edwards, 2 late deadlines. And again, it's a good ball whipped in. It reaches the box, headed out with that. And Stanley can come, but Fleetwood aren't done yet, Sam. You're having a real go at Stanley in a few minutes.
Yeah, they have been, and just this is what Fleetwood should have been doing 10, 15 minutes ago before the first goal went in, just started to dictate the play. But Accrington sitting deep and allowing Fleetwood to have the ball really in their own half, but maybe just a chance here for Mackay to get through. It's a good ball out wide to Edwards, who's a bit of a loose touch, but it's a ball tried to whip it into the box, and it's going to be another corner. Ben, corners haven't been Fleetwood's friend this game, but
no,
you'd love to be friends now, wouldn't you?
100%. Being that away and then get a goal from Suits, that'll be the absolute dream. Corner to be whipped in. Mulgrew had to be on it. It is Mulgrew. 2 minutes to go plus added time. If Fleetwood score now, they need it. They need it now. Put it that way. There won't be many added time. It's a ball whipped in. It's gone all the way. Headed looping. And off the bar. Fleetwood again. It was a looping header. I thought it was a yard out. That's in. Very unlucky. Should be 1-1. Fleetwood again with an opportunity. But again, just struggling to break through. Unlucky, Sam.
Yeah, great chance. The ball's obviously gone over the keeper. We know what he's been like all game, dropping those crosses or being a bit hesitant to come out. And he's done so well, the Fleetwood man, to get his head on the ball. Maybe could have directed it a little bit more towards the 6-yard box for someone else to head onto the ball. But a great chance, you have to say. But Fleetwood just not having that clinicalness in the 18-yard box. But what we've got just over a minute left in this game, plus added on time. Still to play for. It only takes a few seconds to create a chance, but we know what Accrington are going to be like. They're going to be time wasting from now on, and hopefully the referee puts the right amount of time added on.
100%. 10 will be nice, Lino. If we're winning one, if puts anything like more than one up, I wasn't going to be happy.
You've had a nice comment. Ben Spence says, I'm guessing he means you. Ben and Spencer FC are the future of Sky Sports. I know it's a big
very much. I'd rather work with Sam Fidds than Spencer, but it's not a compliment. Thank you very much, mate.
Oh, good chance there. Madden again. Madden's been great this game. I think he's worked hard off the ball, and when he's got the ball to his chest or feet, he's held it up well. Like I said, just hasn't had that moment really in front of goal where he's got that yard of space. They've always been tight to him, the defenders. And again, that's a tactic that John Coleman's gone with, and it's paid off so far for Accrington.
100%. 100%. There's 28 of you in now. Wow.
That's great. Great numbers. Hopefully, yeah, we'll put a link out for people to come into the chat later on and have their say on their team's game, with Blackpool, Fleetwood, Charlton, Accrington, Plymouth. It'd be great to have your views on and have a bit of a chat about it. We'll put the link up very soon.
Very soon. Hello, James Lee, my guy. Hope you well, pal. Thanks for joining the stream. If you've not liked already or subscribed to either of us, get subscribing, get notifications on. You'll start to see more of us, hopefully. And very looking forward to doing some more streams with you, Sam.
Yeah, definitely. It's been great. Even just to watch the Fleetwood game again and see how the lads are doing. I was at Pool Foot the other day and managed to see Joey and some of the players, which was great. That was just before the Hull win, which was a great result for Fleetwood. Just unfortunately hasn't been their night in front of goal, and Accrington, I'm sure that's a great. Oh, it's just not falling for Fleetwood, and Nottingham clears the lines, and it's just going to be recycled by Fleetwood. Look at that. Accrington shots on target 1, Fleetwood 6.
It's FIFA all over for you, and Portsmouth have got a vital 2-0 win. And the latest scores are on the bottom. Accrington 1. Charlton 1 up against Blackpool. Fleetwood are running out of time, 2 to go. Very good, Matt. Thank you. Thank you for tuning in. Yeah, they do. Get 1 goal and just sit back. That's a problem. Yellow cards is more even than the game.
Who needs? This is a good. Ben says, "Who needs Jamie Carragher and Gary Neville when you've got Ben and Sam?" That's what I want. That's what I love to see.
Well, at least with that scouts, and you can understand those, lah. He's the best footballer in the world.
I can't be a scout without having to put a really rude word in the sentence. It doesn't sound right.
Oh, please. That's the difference, isn't it, Sam? Look at them, man. You're in the stand, and you're relaxing, and Joey Barton's on the touchline, very animated.
I don't know if I'd rather have my manager on the touchline. I think you actually see him being animated. I know some managers like a bit of an advantage point to see the game from above, but not being funny, Accrington's not the biggest of stands, so he's not getting a better view of the game. But I personally, I'd rather my manager pitch side and give me instructions. It seems to spur the players on, but as I think he knows the job's been and done.
Yeah, it looks like we're going into the final whistle. Just a few seconds left. I think Fleetwood have been all right today, but Stanley got a goal and they've defended very well. And again, it's been a very interesting game. 20 seconds go, Fleetwood Road again. It looks like again by 1 goal. We lost 2-1, 2-1, and now 1-0. Rochdale and Accrington sides that said would be down there at the end of the season have beaten Fleetwood again. It's a really, really disappointing one, really. As that will probably last action of the game, as Fleetwood might have one final chance and Accrington can bring it away, and the referee goes to his whistle, maybe one last punt up, Edwards will have a chance, and that is it. Stanley win by 1-0 yet again. Despair for Fleetwood on the road again, another disappointing result. Dion Charles, the ex-Fleetwood man, getting the goal. Disappointing result. Can Fleetwood take any positives from that performance, Sam, or will it be we need to get points on the board now?
I think it's disappointing in terms of the way Fleetwood played the game. I thought they were good from the first whistle, got on the front foot and really looked to cause Accrington some issues, but just never really had, I wouldn't say they had a clear shot on target, bar Mackay's long-range efforts that really worked. But again, they've got to take the positives out of this game. They've picked up some good results against Hull. Lincoln was a great point of the weekend. It was always going to be tough to come and play against a side like Accrington tonight. But unfortunately, the bragging rights are with Stanley for the next few months, mate.
100%. And again, they beat us last time. They beat us again. You can come in the live stream now. Come and tell me your thoughts on your team through the StreamYard. We're only going to let like sensible people in, of course. But I look forward to hearing from you. And where Sammy Fielding has left the live stream, I think. Yeah, Sam will be back. Sam will be back, hopefully, in a memento. So, guys, come in the live stream if you want to. Sam will be back. Don't worry about that. Hopefully soon. Let me know how your team got on today. Josh's team won. My team, unfortunately, lost by 1 goal to 0. It was a really disappointing result. And again, Sam, you all right, mate? You're back now.
Yeah, I was just trying to turn my light on in front of me, but it's run out of battery during that game, so apologise. I was still in there listening to what you were saying. Yeah, if obviously people want to get in touch and have their say, use the link in the comments section below. And you can join the chat. We'll bring you in one at once to. It's obviously people all over the place, but did your team win tonight? Let us know. It'd be great to have your say. Fleetwood fans, happy with that performance? Blackpool, another defeat. Interesting. So much to talk about. So join the stream when you can, and we'll get you in.
Absolutely, and I look forward to hearing from you guys. Been a good life. Thanks for joining me so far, Sam. But again, we'll do a bit of a debrief. Hopefully, get fans' thoughts into the game. And again, I thought Wycombe football can get on today.
I did what? Sorry.
We'll have a look at some results in a moment of other leagues. I'll just get the app up. But yeah, come and click the link if you want to come and have your say. I know the football fat Prime Ginger was interested before. Let us know if you want to come on. Cosmic shots on goal to 1 from Accrington. How can that happen? You explain it, Sam, because I'm in a bit of disbelief right now.
Yeah, you look at, I was saying before, the chances that teams have had, especially Fleetwood in that game, and Mackay, I think he's made the keeper work on 3 occasions, just not been able to put the ball in the back of the net, and the keeper's pulled off 2 or 3 good saves. Just wasn't to be Fleetwood's evening, but if they play like that, Ben, throughout the season, they're going to win more games than they lose.
100%. I agree with that, and I think it's one of those results where we just have to move on really now and hopefully get back to winning ways. And at the end of the day, you can play nice football, but you are just on results, Sam.
Yeah, you certainly are, to be fair. And I'm just reading through Twitter now, and some Blackpool fans aren't too impressed, but I think it might be good to go and speak to some other fans about their things and try and cheer ourselves up.
Yeah, if anyone wants to ring up, let us know.
I think, Ben, we've got Football Prime Ginger in the chat. I don't know if he's ready to join the stream, and a posh fan is coming. We'll bring in Football Prime Ginger, and we'll let you have your say, mate. What are your thoughts on your result?
Hello. So basically, I'm a Celtic fan, and obviously the Old Firm was this week, and I'm not sure if you watched it or not, but it was quite a poor performance from Celtic.
What wasn't right with Celtic? What did they do wrong?
Just a poor performance. Played quite defensive when we was getting beat. A terrible team lineup, and this isn't the first it's happened. This has probably been the 3rd Old Firm in a row that Rangers have dominated us. And I wouldn't say it's Neil Lennon. I wouldn't say it's his complete fault. I think the players have a say as well in it, because obviously we crashed out of the Champions League against a team I've never heard of. But I've got a question for Sam. Obviously, you worked with Fleetwood for a couple of seasons. How did you find that?
I enjoyed it, mate. It was one of the best experiences, and hopefully I'm back in football soon to work with Joey Barton. Obviously not one of your fans, with him playing for Rangers, and Clint Hill. He scored a few goals against Celtic, didn't he? So, yeah, it was a good experience, mate. And I've grown up watching football and playing football for many years. So hopefully back soon. And I appreciate your kind words there, mate. It's great. But hopefully Celtic can get back to winning ways next time out.
Hopefully. My question for Ben is, what's been your favourite Fleetwood game you've been to?
Good question.
A few ones that stick out. Blackpool at home, beating them for the first time, great experience. But I'd probably stick to Blackpool at home. Obviously, beating your eye was always good, and a very, very good result. A very good day. So that's probably my favourite game, mate.
Yep. I'd say my favourite game is probably I went to a couple of the old firms. Probably when we bet Rangers 5-1, we bet them at Ibrox, and we also bet them at Celtic. So I'd probably say that's my favourite game I've probably been to. And where do you see Fleetwood's finishing in this season? Obviously, you finished in the playoff spot last season.
Go on, Ben, I'll let you answer this one. You're probably best, and then we'll get other people on because there's a big queue. But go on, Ben, what are your thoughts? Where can Fleetwood finish?
I think top 6 is always a possibility, but top 10 would be nice after a poor start. But also, I can't get to the top 6. We've got a new squad, but we're going to take time to gel. And again, on a run, I don't see why I can't get to the top 6, mate.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for calling, mate.
No worries, mate. Thanks for the call. Again, some great questions there, Ben. And Celtic not doing great, but what we'll do, we'll bring in the posh fan, if that's okay with you, Ben. What's your name and what do you want to talk about this evening? Is he there?
Hello.
My name's Connell and I'm a posh fan.
Hi, Connell. How
Connor.
are you? Your team won tonight. You must be pleased with another 3 points.
Yeah, 4 games in a row now we've won on. Disappointed with the start, but we're now getting back to like we played last season.
Yeah, it's always going to take time. Do you think you can go up this year and break the camel's back and maybe go up this year?
We hope so. It's going to be difficult with like teams like Hull, Wigan, Fleetwood. They're a good side. They beat us twice last season, so we can beat your side this year. That'll be good.
Hopefully you don't.
You have to mention it. And if you had to pick anywhere in the league where you'll finish on one.
4th, I would say. I don't think we're strong enough defensively to get automatic or win the league.
Just a quick one. Just one for me, Ben, before he goes. Obviously, losing your main striker in the summer, bringing in Clark Harris, who scored today. Do you think that's a good replacement for Peterborough fans? Do you think he'll score enough goals to help you win promotion?
He's going to be nowhere near as good as Tony, but what I've seen so far has been good.
Perfect.
Absolutely. Thanks for phoning in, mate.
All right, cheers.
Thank you, Al, mate. See you later.
Yeah, great. Peterborough, Ben, just to finish on them. Well, not finish on them, but talk about them. Again, they're just strong, aren't they? A bit of a shaky start to the season. A last-minute win against Fleetwood, and they've just gone strength to strength from that moment, haven't they?
100%. No, it takes us a couple of games and a win, and you can get you going. And beating Wigan, rivals Northampton. So there's great signs of Peterborough right now. They've got goals from all over the place. They've got midfield and they've got a good back line as well. So they've got a real implement in place. The chairman knows when to money and how to spend it. So I think they should be going up this year with the money invested. They spent £3-4 million. Smoddock's in there. Clark Harris and now she's so Tony. So window for them, and they should be up there in the table, Sam.
Yeah, I completely agree. It's fair. They've made good signings, and it's tough to compete when a side were so close to promotion last season. And I know you watched their chairman's stuff quite closely, didn't you, in terms of what he had to say about the pandemic and restarting the campaign. So I think there's so much more to come from them. And we'll see. I think they'll finish in the top 2 this season, personally.
100%. And we'll just finish off, if you want, talking about Blackpool. Blackpool lost tonight. Thoughts on that, Sam?
Disappointed, I think is the word to use. Obviously, Husband getting sent off after 2 minutes isn't great. Then you've all your preparation just goes out the window from that moment, and I don't think they ever got going again, which is, as I said, the word disappointing. But to not win another game at home, only win was against Swindon in the 2-0 win, which again we were okay. Just something is not ticking at the moment. But as I've said before, it's a transition period for the club, and and one that many clubs go through. And with Blackpool being mismanaged for a number of years, to finally get a bit of stability in terms of a chairman and manager being backed, you just can't expect 17 players to come in at once and gel. And unfortunately, Blackpool fans are suffering seeing that at the moment. And it's going to be interesting if those who are interested in hearing the Blackpool reaction, it's live on Twitter. If you follow Seasiders Pod, at Seasiders Pod, there'll be a post-match reaction there. So definitely tune into that if you're interested in what Blackpool fans have to say. I promise, Ben, I will not be a traitor and go across there this evening.
I love it. Well, I think that'll be the end of the live stream. Obviously, thanks, Sam, for joining me this evening. Hopefully, we'll get you on more regular. Been an absolute pleasure. Where do people go and find your channel? Just finally again.
Yeah, I've put it on. It's part of the Seasiders Podcast group at the moment, which is at Seasiders Pod on Twitter. The YouTube links or channels in the description below. So again, a like there and a subscribe would be great. And again, throughout the season, every Friday night before a game, we're having opposition fans on to give their input and their say on the team ahead of the weekend's clash. So if anyone's interested, get in touch with me and we'll arrange something, because football's all about the fans at these tough moments, and it'd be great to get them on board. So, yep, all things there, and it's been great to be on the show this evening, Ben. And as I said before, hopefully there's many more to come.
Absolutely, thank you, Sam. I hope you've enjoyed the live stream. If you are new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe. A disappointing result for Blackpool and for this evening. Hopefully, we'll be bouncing back. We will be live from Saturday from 12:45 for the Gillingham game. It's going to be a very difficult game, and I'm hoping for a win and no more away defeat. Hey, Sam, thanks for watching, guys. I will see you in the next one. I've been Ben. He's been Fielding. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Up the Cods.
Up the pool.